Jarrell Cougar football presented by Georgetown Jewelry, yourpersonalmd.net, Our Bank of Jarrell, Eagle Auto Parts, and Papa John's Pizza. Jarrell Cougar football brought to you in part by Georgetown Jewelry, proud supporter of Jarrell Cougar football. For all of your jewelry needs, including weddings, visit Georgetown Jewelry online at georgetownjewelry.com or in the Williamsburg Village Shopping Center in Georgetown, Texas. Welcome to SHN Sports and Jarrell Cougar football. I'm Wally Harmon along with Sterling Harmon tonight on the call for the Jarrell Cougar football game and district play against the Rockdale Tigers. We're here in Jarrell, Texas, home of the Cougars, back in the friendly confines as the Cougars look to get their second district win on the season against a tough Rockdale Tigers team. Jarrell comes into the ball game 4-4 on the year, 1-3 in district play, coming off a big, exciting yet crazy game in Little River Academy at the Bumblebees last week, 37-35. Jarrell comes in on a high note, while Rockdale comes in on a low note. Sterling, they went into and played a Cameron Yo team last week, and Rockdale got handed a loss 31-3. And so you got to think turnabout is on their mind to try to get back into the winning column to kind of keep their push to playoffs, while Jarrell, their playoff hopes tonight rest solely on beating this Rockdale team and getting some help from other teams in the district.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see coming into the last couple weeks before playoffs start to see the drive and fight that the teams have when they come onto that field.
The district standings sit as Troy Trojans. They sit up top 5-0 on the season in district play, 8-1 overall. Cameron Yo is 3-1 in district, 7-1 overall. The Lago Vista Vikings also sit 3-1 in district play and 6-2 overall. And then in fourth place right now is the Rockdale Tigers at 2-2 in district and 6-2 on the season. They came into district play 4-0 on the year, and then they've been handed 2 losses in district. Jarrell comes in next, 4-4 on the season, 1-3 in district play. And then the Academy Bumblebees, 2-7 on the season, 1-4 in district play. And rounding out the district will be the Maynard New Tech Titans. They are 1-6 on the season and 0-3 in district play. What we find tonight, last week, Jarrell got the win 37-35 over Academy in Academy. Cameron beat Rockdale 31-3, and Troy just continued to assert their dominance, beating Maynard New Tech 75-6. And Lago Vista sat at home and enjoyed the show, staying at their 3-1 mark in district. This week, Maynard New Tech finds himself playing at Cameron tonight. Rockdale is here in Jarrell, and Lago Vista and Troy. A big game in district play tonight as Lago Vista 3-1 goes into Troy. That's 5-0 in district, and so you see a lot of movement there. If Lago Vista can get the upset, now they jump into the leader's position. It's a 3-way tie as long as Cameron beats Maynard New Tech, what you expect to happen with Maynard New Tech struggling this year at 1-6. But you get a loss there. If Lago Vista gets the upset, you have 3 teams with 1 loss in district play. Then this game here plays very important. If Jarrell can get the win, Jarrell goes to 2-3. Rockdale drops to 2-3. And I believe the way I read a scenario earlier in the week, Rockdale has to be beat here by Jarrell by 14 points or more. And then Jarrell has to finish business next week against Maynard New Tech to be able to jump into the 4th slot. So some work on the plate of the Cougars tonight as they come into the ball game. Rockdale won the coin toss. They defer to the second half, so Jarrell is going to start off with the ball. They'll be receiving from the north end of the field, so they'll be going left to right on the radio dial. You see it in your mind's eye view to start the ball game. We just finally got our hands on a roster for Rockdale right before we started the ball game. Thankfully, no luck all week long until one of the coaches here in the booth came in and saved the day for us. And so kickoff is up by number 4, Ross Loth. He kicks the ball. It's going to be handled about the 15-yard line. It's handed to Derek Warren. Schomburg, it looks like they ran a kind of a trick play there, and that went nothing. And so the Cougars will start. It looks like they're going to be starting about the 19-yard line as Warren's taken down there on the far side of the field. So we'll start it out. 11 minutes, 51 seconds now after the kickoff. Jarrell starts first possession, 1st and 10 from their own 19. A key possession for the offense to try to get the momentum in the side of the Cougars.
Yeah, momentum is huge. And at the same time, you got to understand, like, these kids probably have what else is going on in the district. I want to see how they control their minds and tone into this game to try to come out with a win and let the rest fall into place.
Aaron Rodriguez in the shotgun snap. He's going to turn around, hand the ball off to Warren. He goes around the left side to the far side numbers, where he's hit there about the 23, driven back. We'll see where they spot him there on the first down run. Warren took the ball from the right side. It'll be 2nd down for the Cougars. See where they spot him. It's hard to bring it in. Looks like they're going to spot him all the way up to the 24. So a 5-yard gain there by Warren. And it brings up a 2nd and 5 now for the Cougars. 3 receivers right. Schomburg, the lone receiver, to the left side. They'll be snapping it from the far side hash marks. Aaron Rodriguez in the backfield by himself with Warren. He'll take the snap, and he runs it up the middle, cuts it to the outside, past the 30, 35, 40, driven out of bounds. A nice first down now there for the Cougars. A nice run by Aaron Rodriguez. The snap was low, which we've had a tradition this year. Just some troubles with snaps here and there in the ballgame, and Rodriguez makes it pay as he gets the nice run all the way up to the 38-yard line, 39-yard line for a 1st and 10 now for the Cougars.
It's always good to see the run game start off strong and powerful, so you open up the rest of your playbook.
2 receivers right, 1 left, 2 running backs in the backfield. He's going to hand it off to Dallin, bakes it, throws across the middle, hits Schomburger in the hands, and he can't hold on to it. Schomburger may have had 6 there, Sterling. He caught the ball with a step on the defensive back and just couldn't haul it in. Nice play there by Aaron Rodriguez. He sticks it in the belly of Jasper Compton, pulls it out, and fires a bullet. Just unlucky there on the incompletion, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10 from their own 39.
Yeah, that's definitely a catch you have to make, and I mean, the defender honestly got lucky on that drop.
2nd and 10 now. Hand the ball off to Warren after the snap. He dances around the middle now. He cuts it to the outside. He's going to be hit about the 40. Pushes forward to the 42, 43, where they'll blow the whistle and the play dead. It looks like Warren's going to get up to the 43-yard line. Let's see where they spot him, kind of in between. They'll spot it back to the 42. So it'll be a gain of 3 yards and bring up a 3rd and 7 now for the Cougars on their own 42-yard line. You're going to have 2 receivers right, 1 left. A lone wide receiver to the left is Schomburger. The ball will be snapped, put into play from the far side hash marks. 2 running backs in the backfield. Now Jasper Compton's going to go in motion. Aaron Rodriguez, deep snap. He's going to set up the screen, and he floats it over, but over the head of Derek Warren for the incomplete pass. And the Cougars are going to be forced to punt from their own 42-yard line. Looked like the play was setting up. One of the linebackers for the Tigers kind of faded back, but Warren had a couple steps on him. But unfortunately, the pass was over his head, and that'll bring up 4th and 7 now for the Cougars on the incompletion. And so that'll drop back. I believe Jasper Compton to punt. He's standing at the Cougar 30-yard line. 1 man deep at the opposite 30-yard line for the Tigers. Low line driver. It's going to bounce at the 36. Into the hands of the Tiger at the 31. He's going to get up past the 35 to the 40, up past the 42. He'll take a hit and go down. Looks like at the 44-yard line. So with 10 minutes, 3 seconds left in the first quarter, the Tigers are going to take over their first possession of the ball game at their own 44-yard line. So a quick, they get 1 first down on the first possession there for the Cougars. They change it up with a couple of passes and are unable to get another first down. And so the pressure now switches sides to the defense. We'll see where the Cougar defense comes into play here, where their thought processes are, and where if they step in ready to go. A tough game at the ending there against Academy last week, but a good stand at the end. The quarterback hands the ball off to the I formation to the back. Let's see what his number is. He scrambles across the 45 to the 50, up to about the 48 of Jarrell. Trying to catch a number there. It'll be number 3, Cameron Valdez, with a gain of about 8. Gets it all the way down to the 48 of Jarrell, so a gain of 8 yards. And it brings up now 2nd and 2. 1 receiver left, 2 receivers left. for the Tigers. Shotgun snap back to the quarterback, Jace Robinson. He hands it off, and right up the middle goes one of the running backs, the up back. He takes it all the way down to the 32, make it the 33-yard line of the Cougars. A quick run there. He hit that hole quick, Sterling, and quite a burst there. Looks like it was number 3.
Quite a burst is an understatement on that. That kid is fast.
All the way down to the 33 of Jarrell for a first down for the Tigers. They'll take the snap, hand it off, and back on the outside hash marks, past the 30 to about the 28-yard line. It's going to be a gain of about 6 there on the first down carry. Multiple people in and out of this lineup for the Tigers. And we just got the roster right before the game and couldn't get our hands on it all week, so we're having to kind of make shift here. The quarterback, number 1, Jace Robinson, is in the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right now with 1 lone setback. Cameron Valdez behind him. He'll turn quickly, hand it to him up the middle. Hits the hash marks, gets up to about the 32, make it the 31, and then the pile. He tries to break free. If the whistle comes into play, they're going to spot him up at the 30-yard line. And that's going to bring up now, make that to the 25-yard line for a gain of 3. But it's going to bring up a short 3rd and 1 now for the Tigers. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right again. They'll put it in play from the middle of the field. Jace Robinson in the shotgun. He'll snap it, turn around, hand it to Valdez. Off to the right side, gets past the 25, up to the 20. And he's taken down about the 23, making the 22-yard line, and that's going to be another first down for the Tigers. The running game is a weapon that they have put into play. They did a lot of passing, and Jace Robinson with some big stats to lead the district, but they have yet to pass the ball here. They'll quickly go back to the line of scrimmage on the far side hash mark. Robinson drops back now. He's going to heave it towards the end zone, and he got good coverage, and it's off the hands of the receiver. Nice coverage there by Brady Gola. And the incomplete pass into the end zone, trying to see who the receiver was, but a good job. The defensive back right on the receiver, and the ball just outside of his grasp, and so it's incomplete and bring up a second down.
And what we've been crying up from the booth all year is having that defender turn around and look for the ball, and he did a perfect job right there.
3 receivers left, 1 right for the Tigers from the far side hash mark. Snap, and now Jace Robinson's going to keep it up the middle. Gets past the 15, down to about the 12-yard line. He's taken down there by Jake Copeland. He'll be brought down about the 12-yard line, so it'll be a gain of bring brought down about the 17-yard line. So it'll bring up a 3rd and 5 now for the Tigers, and here come the mass substitutions again for the Tigers. On a 3rd and 5, Robinson, the quarterback, has 1 running back right to his right, and Valdez directly behind him about 2 yards. 2 receivers left. Turn around, hands it to Valdez. Out to the near side hash marks, cuts it back at the 15, or the 10. The penalty flag goes down, and the pile now up and blown as the ball's ripped out there by Aiden Edgar, but after the whistle's blown. So it's blown dead. It's right at the first down mark, so we'll see what happens here. Couldn't tell what the penalty was as 2 flags came in from the defensive backfield. So we'll look for the call here from the official. It's going to be right at the first down marker, so we'll see how this plays out. If it's against the Tigers, it'll take them back. If it's not, it will be a first down for the Tigers. So they're discussing it about the 12-yard line. And here comes the referee. Personal foul, face masking on the Cougars, so it's going to tack it on at the end of the run. So no matter what, it's going to be a 1st and goal for the Tigers inside the 5-yard line, down to the 3-yard line of Jarrell. So after the run and face mask, the Tigers have 1st and goal. They'll have 2 receivers left, no receivers right. They got the 2 running backs in the backfield, 1 beside Jace Robinson, Valdez directly behind him. He'll turn around, hand it to Valdez. He tries to get out to the outside. He's tripped up quickly there. Maybe gets down to the 4. May spot him at the 3-yard line, but a great job there by the defensive end. It looked like Brennan Wilson kicked in, forced Valdez to cut back at the defensive line, waiting for him there for maybe 1-yard loss back to the 4-yard line.
And, I mean, even with that great stop, this offensive drive by Rockdale is kind of what you wanted to see from Jarrell, is run, run, run. Until they stop it, keep running the ball.
Robinson takes a shotgun snap, hands it to Valdez right up the middle, gets past the 3, driving towards the end zone. The pile keeps pushing. But it looks like they're going to get him down about the 1-yard line. That's going to bring up 3rd and goal now from the 1. A 3-yard gain there by Valdez for the Tigers. And like I was talking, Sterling, here comes 6 substitutes. It's a constant movement from the Rockdale Tigers, 3-4 players at a time. Now it looks like they're gonna kick a field goal. I thought it was third down.
No, I think they signaled for the touchdown.
Oh, wow. Okay, so they did get the touchdown. They did mark Valdez in. I thought they marked him at the 1. The far side official came in at the 1-yard line and blew it dead, it looked like. The extra point up and off the right goalpost in for the 1-point conversion. So the Tigers take the lead with 6:36 left in the first quarter, 7-0. That was a weird deal. I'm watching the far side linesman. He comes in at the 1, blowing his whistle and waving his hands. I didn't see the near side official signal a touchdown, which makes sense for the mass substitution there for the field goal team. And so the Cougars find themselves down 7-0 here with 6:36 left in the first quarter. And Valdez gets the Tigers on the board. Make that 1 pass, and it was an incompletion for the Tigers in that drive. 9 plays, otherwise all runs for the Tigers. Put the pressure on the Cougar defense early to stop that run.
So if I'm Jarrell on this next offensive drive, what I'm going to take from that defensive stand that we just saw is I'm going to keep running. Since our run game has been good, they haven't stopped it yet. Don't start throwing passes yet. Keep running until they stop the run, and then open up the rest of that playbook.
Absolutely. So the Cougars will get the ball back again off the kickoff here. Number 4, Ross Loth, a senior, will kick the ball away for the Tigers, lined up at their own 40-yard line, right in the middle of the field on the X. Schomburger and Warren stacked up about the 20-yard line. Loth is going to put it in the air. Schomburger drops back, catches it about the 14-13, almost stumbles. Now he's going to fake the handoff to Warren, and he cuts back toward the near side. He's going to be bottled up, gets to the 20, and finally fights forward. And not a bad job there, but kind of slow developing. And then Schomburger keeps it, but he gets back to the 22-yard line. And that's where the Cougars will take over with 6:21 left here in the first quarter. Not sure all the time wasted there. Schomburger couldn't just take it up the front. And so kind of showing their hand early. That's 2 kickoffs. And the Cougars doing something different in the backfield. I don't know if it's on Schomburger on himself or the play being called that way. But nonetheless, they have not really paid off for the Cougars.
And you could see the confusion on both of the back returnmen. They're both looking at each other like, what do we do now?
1st and 10 from their own 22. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Handoff from Heron Rodriguez to Warren around the left side, outside the hash marks to the numbers, down to the far sideline. Gets past the 20, 25, up past the 25. Mark him out and looks at the 27-yard line. So it'll be a gain of 5 yards there by Derek Warren on the first down carry. It'll bring up 2nd and 5 for the Cougars from their own 27-yard line. Like you said, in the first drive, the only thing that stopped them was the incomplete passes. You got to run the ball here, force that defense to stop you before you do anything different. 3 receivers right, 1 receiver left for the Cougars. Warren, the lone running back, offset to the left side of Heron Rodriguez in the backfield. Rodriguez waits for the shotgun snap. Ball comes back. Now he's going to take it, keep it up the middle for the quarterback keeper. Gets up past the 25, 27, maybe the 28-yard line. A gain of about 1 yard there on the quarterback keeper. And it's going to bring up 3rd and 4 now for the Cougars from their own 28-yard line. They'll turn here and set. The Tigers appear to be in a 4 lineman set. Shotgun snap. Now it's going to be handed up to Jasper Compton. Up the middle. Gets past the 35. Carrying a tackler all the way up to the 39, maybe the 40-yard line. A great run by Jasper Compton. His first carry of the ball game. And it's good for a Cougar first down. A nice, quick run for the Cougars. And it brings up 1st and 10 from their own 40. So Jasper Compton with a 12-yard gain there. And another first down for the Cougars. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Now Compton's going to come in motion to the right side. Heron Rodriguez turns, fakes the pass as the man jumped out on Compton. And Rodriguez keeps it. Gets across the 40 to the 39. So only a gain of 1 yard there. Brings up 2nd and 9. That play got busted out. It looked like the defensive back sniffed out that play by Compton coming in motion and cut out that little screen pass, and Rodriguez forced to keep it.
I mean, that was a good play, and you see it developing, but that's also great recognition by that defense to see him coming out and make sure you know who has him.
Rodriguez takes a snap, hands it to Warren. He goes across the left side, outside the hash marks to the numbers. Gets past the 40, 45, up to the 50-yard line where he's taken out of bounds. Right at midfield. We'll see where they spot him. It looks like it'll be another Jarrell Cougar first down. Oh, he's going to be spotted just short. Wow, that's a tough spot there as Rodriguez looked to go across the midfield stripe, but he's blown down at the 49-yard line, so it'll bring up a 3rd and 1 now.
I mean, that's kind of questionable. His blocker was at the 49-yard line of Rockdale.
Snap back. He's going to hand it to Jasper Compton. Bounces off a hit, but he's going to be drugged down behind the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a lucky spot back to the 49-yard line. Make it right between the 48 49. So it's going to be a long 4th and 1 for the Cougars from their own 49-yard line. Compton just couldn't get any traction. Shut down quickly there by the Tiger defensive line. But it looks like the Cougars are going to go for it here. 3 receivers right, 2 left. They're on the far side hash mark. Rodriguez alone in the backfield. And it looks like the play's going to be blown dead here. No snap as Rockdale calls their first timeout of the ball game with 3:43 left in the first quarter and a 7-0 lead. The Rockdale Tigers take a timeout, and we'll be back for 4th and 1 on your Cougars here on SHN Sports. Jarrell Cougar football brought to you in part by our Bank of Jarrell. When you do business with our bank, our community bankers will take the time to listen to your financial needs and desires in order to help you create unique solutions that will allow you to achieve these goals. We have solutions for your personal and business needs or a combination of the two. Visit ourbanktexas.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Back here on SHN Sports Cover Cougar football, 4th and 1. They're going to hand it off to Warren. He comes around the right side. He's hit in the backfield, stumbles back to the 45-yard line. It's going to be a loss of 4 and a turnover on downs. A great play by number 9, Kobe Mitchell, for the Tigers as he comes through and makes the tackle, trips up Warren just enough to trip him up and not let him get any more yards. And he loses 4 on the carry, and it's a turnover. The Tigers take over with 3:33 left in the first quarter. Tough opportunity there. The Cougars went from an empty backfield before the timeout to a 2-backfield with Heron Rodriguez. They go to the run and play, and it doesn't pan out there as they lose 4 and turnover to the Tigers. They'll take over on the 45 of Jarrell with 3:33 left in the first quarter. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Robinson's going to drop back. Here comes the rush. They running back all the way to the 40. He throws on the run, and he's hits the receiver, the defensive back, trying to go for the big hit and missed. And the receiver makes the catch down past the 35 to about the 32-yard line of Jarrell. Number 7, Keyshawn Raven on the catch. And the 13-yard gain. That brings up another 1st and 10 for the Tigers at the 32 of Jarrell. Robinson in the backfield. 1 man behind him, Valdez in the I formation. Ball snap. Robinson throws out to the right side. It's incomplete. Rockdale Tiger outside of the track, outside of the playing field. That was a kicker. It looked like everyone's looking at him like he got hurt. Incomplete pass brings up 2nd and 10 from the 32 of Jarrell. Robinson's going to turn, hand it to Valdez. He'll keep it this time. He keeps it around the end. He gets out to the outside numbers, past the 25, down to the 20, where he's tripped up and falls forward to the 19-yard line. That'll be enough for another first down on the 13-yard run by Robinson on the quarterback keeper. Nice little call there. He pulled it. That's the first time Robinson had pulled it out of the receiver's, out of the Valdez's stomach, and he keeps it for the first down. He'll drop back now. Robinson takes a snap. Quick screen pass off to the left side at the 20, up to the 15. He breaks a tackle of 3 Cougar tacklers, takes it into the end zone. Number 9, Kobe Mitchell, goes all the way for the touchdown for the Tigers. Sterling, he caught the ball, was hit immediately by 2 Cougars and a third coming over. He breaks the tackle on a spin and finds his way to the end zone for another touchdown for the Rockdale Tigers.
And that's what I was talking about earlier. You run the ball. It opens up the rest of the playbook. You start seeing them throw more passes, and the receivers are open.
Field goal attempt by the Tigers. A low line driver hits the crossbar and goes over. So far, Loth, the kicker, has taken the right goalpost, the crossbar, and converted 2 extra point kicks to make it a 14-0 score with 2:42 left here in the first quarter. The Cougar defense doing all they can. I tell you what, it's a crazy attack that the Tigers throw out there. They can pass the ball, they can run the ball, so many different weapons. As I was reading through the stats this week, so many players on the leaderboards in the district from these Rockdale Tigers. They have an explosive defense. Robinson is a very deadly quarterback, either running the ball and throwing the ball. And it paid off there with a good receiver, Kobe Mitchell, making a great play to get the Tigers back in the end zone. So 14-0, the Cougars find themselves down here in the first quarter. 2:42 left in the first quarter. And the Tigers will kick the ball off from their own 40-yard line. Tee it up in the middle of the field. Schomburger and Warren deep for the Cougars. Warren on the far side of the field, about the 15-yard line. Schomburger on the near side hash marks, about the 17-yard line. Make it the 15 now as he backs up here in the Georgetown Jewelry first quarter of Jarrell Cougar football. Loft tees it up, kicks it, and it's going to go out of bounds about the 25-yard line. That'll be an illegal procedure penalty on the Tigers. The oddest thing I've seen all year, Sterling, this is the first kicker I have seen all year kick the ball with his toe. The old-fashioned toe kick. He doesn't kick it soccer style like you see so many of the players and kickers do in sports these days, where the Georgetown brought on, their kicker got hurt. The Eagles bring on 4 of the soccer players to try out and get a good production of the night. I worked the Pflugerville game and made all his extra points, another field goal, and just did a great job of stepping in. But the normal, what you see now is a soccer-style kicker. Loth is a toe-style kicker, and that kick goes out of bounds, giving the Cougars good field position at their own 32-yard line to start their third possession. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Shotgun snap to Rodriguez. He's going to fake it to Compton. Now keep it around the outside the hash marks to the numbers. 40, 45. Big block by Schomburger. Past the 50, 45, 40, down the sideline. And he gets hauled down inside the 25-yard line. What a run by Heron Rodriguez, and a great job of blocking by Joseph Schomburger.
That's something you definitely want to see as a coach, is watching your receivers, knowing they're not getting the ball. They go down and they make that hole along the side like Schomburger just did with 2 big blocks that got him at least 20 more yards.
Aaron Rodriguez with 2 receivers right, 1 left. He'll take the snap, hand it off to Derek Warren around the left side, outside the hash marks to the outside numbers. He gets up past the 20, 19, 18, and ridden out of bounds about the 17-yard line. We'll see where they spot it. Looks like it's going to be the 17-yard line. So a nice 8-yard gain there by Warren. It'll bring up a 2nd and 2 now for your Cougars at the Rockdale 17. Nice little run there by Warren. And so the weapons are there. The Cougars going right back to it. Get back in motion, get back in line. And here we go again. 2 receivers right, 1 left. 2 running backs offset of Rodriguez. Turn, quick handoff to Compton. He bottles up, gets stuck right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a yard lost. Back to the 18. The penetration from the defensive line of the Tigers pushed the offensive line back. Compton had no chance. As soon as he got the ball, 1 step, and he was into the back of his own offensive line. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and 3 now after a loss back to the 18-yard line for the Cougars. So an important 3rd down here on the 3rd possession of the game for the Cougars. 2 receivers right, 1 left again. Rodriguez, shotgun snap. He'll hand it off to Compton. He comes around the right side. He's hit quickly. Penetration there by number 20, Chase Mayfield, and he's going to knock Compton back 4 yards to the 22-yard line. And now the Cougars going back after the 2 big plays. It's a loss of 4 on the run there for the Cougars, and that's going to bring up 4th and 3 from the 22 of Rockdale. Jesus Perez coming on. He'll try the field goal. Spotting the ball will be put down about the 30-yard line. So it's going to be a 40-yard field goal attempt for Jesus Perez from the near side hash marks. Aiden Edgar gets a snap. It's down. The kick is up from Perez. It is off, and it's through the uprights, and good. A 40-yard field goal by Jesus Perez, the senior kicker for your Cougars. And the Cougars get on the board with 57 seconds left here in the first quarter, 14-3. The Tigers of Rockdale lead your Cougars. We'll take a quick time out. Be back for the kickoff here on SHN Sports. Back here on SHN Sports in the Georgetown Jewelry first quarter of Jarrell Cougar football. Wally Harmon along with Sterling Harmon here in the booth tonight in Jarrell, Texas. The Cougars find themselves down 11 early in the ballgame. 57 seconds left in the first quarter. It's a 14-3 lead for the Rockdale Tigers. But Jesus Perez just tacked on the 40-yard field goal. Short kick there by Perez. Fielded at the 35-yard line on a fair catch. And that's where the Tigers will take over from their own 35-yard line with 57 seconds left here in the first quarter. Key on that drive, Sterling, they had the beautiful run there by Warren on the quarterback keeper. The next run of 8 yards by Heron Rodriguez on the keeper. Warren had the next 8-yard gain, and then they just stalled out there on a couple of losses and settled for the Jesus Perez field goal. Rockdale gets set. 57 seconds from their own 35. They come out ready to go. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. They'll put it in play from the far side hash marks. Robinson in the shotgun snap. Valdez behind him. He's going to drop back about 7 yards. He's getting pressured. He's going to be throwing on the run. No, he's taken out for the sack from behind at about the 30-yard line. Let's see who got that one. It looks like number 24, Charles Guerra, chased him down from the right side of the defensive line. Chased down Robinson for the sack, and it's a loss of 5 yards and a great start for the defense here on this possession. So the Tigers come up. 2nd and 15 from their own 30. Robinson, 3 receivers right this time. He'll take the shotgun snap. Quick pass across the middle. He hits number 7 and hit quickly there by Brady Gola at the 40-yard line. It'll be a gain of 10 for the Tigers. Catch made by number 7, Keyshawn Raven. And a 10-yard gain brings up a 3rd and 5 now at their own 40-yard line for the Tigers. And that's where they're going to let the clock run out. So it'll bring up the end of the first half, or the first quarter. 14-3, the Rockdale Tigers lead it here in Jarrell. And we'll come back for the second quarter, sponsored by Rob Hip Insurance, after this timeout here on SHN Sports. Jarrell Cougar football brought to you in part by YourPersonalMD.net. YourPersonalMD.net strives to be the real family doctor and desire to use our skills to provide high-quality care in a setting that will provide satisfaction for both ourselves and our patients. 3rd down here back on SHN Sports cover of Jarrell Cougar football. The handoff to Raven. He takes the ball around the left side, outside the 45 to the 50, down the sideline, breaks it free, past the 45-40. You'll see where he gets spot here. And the whistle blows. The play's coming back. Sounded like there was a false start called on the Tigers. We'll see what they do here. It looks like it is going to be a false start. That's important there. because Raven just had a nice run all the way down to about the 40 of Jarrell, which would have been about a 15-yard gain, and it looks like it's going to come back and be a false start on the Tigers, which will bring up 3rd and 10 now from their own 35-yard line. So now the conversation's going on the far sideline. And here comes the referee. Not sure what's called. He may have been called out of bounds. Okay, there's no signal being given by the referee. They're going to put it into play. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. So we'll give it a 5-yard run there by Raven for the first down. It's going to be 1st and 10 Rockdale from their own 45-yard line. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Robinson turns around, hands it to the running back behind him. He's going to get past the 45, make it the 47, and here comes a penalty flag here from the back umpire. He throws it in as the running back is taken down about the 48-yard line, so it'll only be a gain of 3 yards. But we'll see what the penalty is here. Valdez, about a 3-yard gain, but it's going to be negated here on the hold by the Tigers. The Cougars will back them up, so it'll bring up 2nd and 20 now, or 1st and 20 from their own 35-yard line on the holding penalty. Only the second penalty of the game on the Tigers, one being the false start or illegal procedure penalty on the kickoff out of bounds. And then now the holding penalty. Will back them up now. 1st and 20 from their own 35-yard line. So let me see if that penalty of the Cougars can help that pay off and get some pressure on the offense and try to get the ball either a turnover or a stop here. 1st and 20, 3 receivers right, 1 left for the Tigers. Shotgun snap. Robinson drops back. He's going to go long down the far sideline over the head of the C.J. Allen, the defensive back. He tries to push the receiver out of bounds, doesn't make the tackle, and he's unsuccessful, and the Tigers take it all the way in for the 65-yard touchdown pass from Robinson to trying to see who the receiver is on the far side. He's got that number bunched up on the front of his jersey. Number 4, Rosloth. It is, and he's going to be the kicker of record as he tees up the kick. What a nice 65-yard touchdown passing catch and run for Loth from Robinson. That'll bring the score to 20-3. Pending the extra point, Loth gets it up and through the uprights for the extra point, and that moves the score to 21-3. The Tigers lead it over the Cougars with 11:19 left here in the first half. We'll take a quick timeout. Be back for the kickoff after this on SHN Sports. Jarrell Cougar Football brought to you in part by YourPersonalMD.net. YourPersonalMD.net strives to be the real family doctor and desire to use our skills to provide high-quality care in a setting that will provide satisfaction for both ourselves and our patients. Visit YourPersonalMD.net. Go Cougars! Welcome back to SHN Sports coverage of Jarrell Cougar football here in the Rob Hip Insurance second quarter. 11:19 left in the first half, and the Cougars find themselves down 21-3 to the Rockdale Tigers after a beautiful 65-yard pass and catch from Robinson to Loth for the touchdown. Bell was laid out, beautiful Sterling, into the hands of Loth on the run. Kickoff now is going to come. Different kicker here as he pooches the kick up about the 26-yard line, fielded on a fair catch by Schomburger. That kick was delivered by number 31, Chris Oliveira of the Tigers. And that's where the Cougars will take over at their own 26-yard line here. But what a great job by Loth. He was hit in stride by Robinson, a beautiful pass. C.J. Allen goes for the shove to just knock him out of bounds instead of the tackle. And Loth too big. That receiver comes in. I tell you what, for a receiver, he's 6'2", 190, and C.J. Allen unable to get his hands on him and get him out of bounds, and Loth takes it into the end zone for the touchdown.
And that's what people mean when they put the bread in the basket. That was a perfect pass and catch.
Aaron Rodriguez takes the shotgun snap, and he makes the pass Wide receiver wide open. He had a step on the defensive back, Kobe Mitchell. And the receiver not ready for the ball. Rodriguez, a quick snap. Shotgun fakes the handoff and throws a bullet. It looked like it was to number 11, Weston Miller. Miller not ready. And it brings up an incomplete pass there. And another now bring up 2nd and 10 from their own 26-yard line. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Rodriguez back at the shotgun snap. He's going to go throw it to the near side. As the receiver, number 21, Crathers, goes for the ball. He's knocked down by number 14, Levi Baggerly by the Tigers. No penalty on the play. And it's another incomplete pass, and it quickly brings up 3rd and 10 from the Cougar 26-yard line.
On that one, would you have thrown a flag?
That would have been close. It looked like Baggerly hit him before the ball got to him, but Crathers was on a weird – he got turned around at the last second. And so maybe a good no call there by the linesman. By the line judge, but nonetheless, the Cougar offense having to work from behind the chains now. Rodriguez takes a snap. He's having a barrel outside away from the Tiger pursuit. He gets up to the 35-yard line and gets spotted out of bounds at the 35. He comes up 1 yard short on the scramble. It looked like he was back to pass and had to run for his life there as the defensive line pursued him heavily, but unable to get the first down. So from the 35-yard line, it's going to bring up 4th and 1. And the Cougars are going to be forced to punt here. So a quick 3 and out for the Cougars. Brings in Jasper Compton to punt from his own. Now a timeout comes. Some confusion on the punt team there as Compton getting ready to take the snap and Warren runs on. Coach Amos Davidson with 10:46 left in that first half takes the first time out of the game for the Cougars. They trail it 21-3 to the Rockdale Tigers here in Jarrell, Texas, tonight on November the 1st, or Dia de los Muertes. The Rob Hip Insurance second quarter here on SHN Sports. The Cougar defense hasn't played bad, but just a couple of big plays here and there that have allowed the game to kind of spiral out of control early. Sterling, the big highlight, of course, is the last play to Loft as the ball hits him in stride. C.J. Allen gets turned around, then can't make contact to get him out of bounds, and it's just one little big play, one play like that, and the Tigers take advantage.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. That's a big momentum grasp after giving up. I mean, holding them to 3 points was great, but coming back and having a couple mishaps and still being able to put 7 up on the board, that's always reassuring for the offense.
4th and 1, and the Cougars in the punt formation. Compton's going to take the snap. He gets the punt off. A nice kick. Gets it over the head. He's tracked down by number 2. He gets back all the way to the 18-yard line. He's up across the 20 to the 25 where he's hit there, and now he carries forward about the 28-yard line. So a good punt there. Compton gets a hold of a good one. Number 2, Landon Towns on the return. It almost got over his head. You would have hoped for a good roll there for the Cougars, but Towns tracks it down, makes the Willie Mays basket catch over his head, and turns it into a little gain for the Tigers. And gets all the way spotted now to the 30-yard line. So a generous spot there. And the Cougars take over with 10 minutes, 30 seconds. Or the Tigers take over with 10 minutes, 30 seconds left in the first half at their own 30-yard line.
This is definitely a big defensive stand for Jarrell right here that can either make or break the rest of this game.
Robinson takes a shotgun snap. He's going to go deep. Wide open, a busted coverage. Number 10 makes the catch at the 40, and he's going to outrun. It looks like Warren tried to chase him down at the 10, and he's finally going to drag him down at the 5-yard line. And number 10, Anthony Dansby, makes the catch, and he was way behind the defensive backfield, a blown coverage, as Robinson lays it out for Dansby, and he takes it all the way from the Rockdale 30 down to the 5-yard line of Jarrell. A 65-yard gain again for the Tigers, and that brings up 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. Robinson takes the snap, hands it off. Oh, fakes it. He's going to be a quarterback keeper. He gets around the outside, dodges one Cougar tackler into the end zone, and Robinson runs it in for the Tiger touchdown. That's going to move the score to 27-3 with 9:55 left in the first half. And I tell you, Shirley, they waste no time getting back on the ball and getting that ball snapped again to not give you time to set up and go. They took one play from the 30 down to the 5 of Jarrell and quickly get down the field and set up and get the snap off, and Robinson scores the touchdown. Extra point attempt coming from Loth. Dansby, the holder, he gets it down. Loth gets the kick up and through the uprights. And it's good, and that makes it 28-3 for the Tigers. They lead the Cougars here with 9:55 left in the first half. And some miscommunication in the defensive backfield for the Cougars. Like you said, this is a make-or-break one. And Robinson took advantage of the mishap there, and he shoots it all the way down to Dansby. The pass itself was 30 yards in the air. Hits Dansby at the 40. He gets it down 35 more yards where he's finally taken down by Derek Warren. But Warren had to recover after the blown coverage. He was a good 5 yards short of Dansby when he made the catch. And this defensive backfield is just getting picked on right now by Robinson and the Tigers.
And whether it be miscommunication or just running the perfect routes, it does not matter. They are finding themselves wide open, and it is just running over this defensive backfield. And, I mean, at this point, switch some of them out. I don't know what you would do here, but you got to switch something up to stop the bleeding.
You got to think some changes have to come in the defensive backfield here tonight. It didn't look like Warren was out of position. It just looked like it was a blown coverage, that they didn't know who was going with Dansby. And Warren have him, or the cornerback or the safety, and all of a sudden Dansby's wide open, nowhere near him when he makes the catch. Warren just using his speed to track Dansby down just to kind of delay the touchdown there. The kick comes from the 40-yard line, fielded at the 20 by Schomburger. He's going to take it on a fair catch, and the Cougars will take over with 9:55 left in the first half, trailing 28-3 to the Rockdale Tigers at their own 20-yard line. And now here's one thing that's kind of confusing. Typically, Schomburger and Warren love to run the ball when they get that kickoff. And tonight, they have done nothing but fair catch it here after the first two, where the confusion looked and the uneasiness on the fake handoff or the end around. And now it's a fair catch every time. And so catching it at the 20, that's right, the spot automatically comes to the 25, and that's where the Cougars take over. First and 10 from their own 25-yard line, 9:55 left here in the first half. Two receivers left, two right for the Cougars from the far hash marks. Warren offset to the left of Rodriguez. He's going to pick the handoff to Compton. Rodriguez right up the middle, runs over three tacklers, past the 30 up to the 35, make it the 36-yard line. A nice 11-yard gain by Rodriguez, the quarterback. What a run there as he ran over three Rockdale Tiger defenders and gets a first down at their own 36-yard line. Quickly back into the formation. Look over to the side. Heron Rodriguez looking for the call. Two receivers right, two left for the Cougars at their own 36. Rodriguez Warren offset to the right side of Rodriguez. Now Torres in motion. He's going to take the jet sweep around the left side. He has to cut back, and five Tigers pile him up for a loss of about 3 back to the 33-yard line of Jarrell. So quickly, the bonus play now taken away. It's going to bring up 2nd and 13 at their own 33-yard line after the 3-yard loss there by Torres. The offensive line being challenged here by the big defensive line of Rockdale. They're getting good push and kind of controlling that line of scrimmage. Any quick handoffs that take time to develop the play to the outside are being pushed back on the Cougars. Rodriguez heaves it down the sideline to Schomburger. Schomburger turns around, tries to make the catch. He's run over by the defensive back. Number don't know because he tucks his jersey in his pads. Can't tell what the number is. I think number 9 there, Sterling. I can't tell. They've got it tucked in all these rib pads and lung pads and kidney pads. They're guarding every thing in their body, and the jersey's kind of getting tucked in there. It's hard to tell. I believe it was Kobe Mitchell on the defense.
My guess would be number 9 as well.
But Schomburger unable to hold that ball in. That brings up 3rd and 13 now after the incompletion. A nice pass, but Schomburger unable to complete it. He got one hand on it. Couldn't hold it in. Two receivers left, one right, two running backs in the backfield beside Rodriguez. False start. Blown quickly here on the Cougars. It looked like Warren ready to go and kind of took a jab step, waiting for the snap to come, and it did not come in time. So it brings up another 5-yard loss for the Cougars. And now it'll be 3rd and 18 from their own 28-yard line. Not what the Cougars need there on the penalty. Brings up a long 3rd and 18 now for the Cougars. To the left side, you've got one receiver. Now Torres is going to switch to the right side. So Schomburger, the lone receiver, to the left. Two receivers right for the Cougars. Compton and Warren offset to either side of Rodriguez in the shotgun. It's back to Rodriguez. He's going to go far down the right side, and tripped up is the running back or the receiver. They're going to call it incidental contact, no penalty, and it's an incomplete pass as Torres is trying to get down the sideline, and he's looking up at the ball and gets tripped up by I can't catch his number there. It looks like number 14 for the Tigers, Levi Baggerly, and that's going to bring up 4th and 18 for the Cougars and force another punt here from their own 28-yard line. Compton backed up in punt formation, waiting the snap. Snap comes. Compton gets the kick away from the 20. Nice high kick down the middle. Fair caught at the 41-yard line by number 2, Landon Towns. And that's where the Cougars will take over their own 41-yard line. Make it the 40 is where they're going to spot it. And the Tigers take over with 8:16 left in the first half. And surely we've talked about it, and we could do it till we're blue in the face. They're getting a great surge on the first couple of plays. A good run here, 11 yards here, 5 yards here. And then it's like a stall session every offensive possession right now. They're just unable to keep that momentum going. They get a couple of nice runs, a couple plays, and just stalling out. And the Tigers take full advantage of that as they get the ball back. 2 receivers right, 1 left for the Tigers. Valdez directly behind Robinson. He'll take the handoff, and he's up past the 40 to the 45-yard line, making the 47 after the pile moves forward. The tackle there by 65, Brennan Wilson, and number 79, Andrew Brindle. But it's after a 7-yard gain by Valdez up to the 47-yard line. Brings up 2nd and 3 for the Tigers. 2 receivers left, 1 receiver right. Robinson in the shotgun with Valdez directly behind him about 2 yards. Shotgun snap. Robinson's going to hand it off. Valdez bounces now to the right. Gets across the 45 to the 50, down to the 45 of Jarrell. And it's going to bring up another first down for the Cougars. He's spotted at the 44 here by the near side linesman. So a nice run there by Valdez again. I tell you, he does a great job of hesitation and finding that hole before he hits it. And when he hits it, he's hitting it at full speed.
It is definitely interesting to watch him run. He has great patience in the backfield and waiting for that play to develop so he can hit those holes.
Robinson takes a shotgun snap. He hands it off to number 7 in the backfield. He goes across the left side, breaks it past the 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. He's out running the Cougar defenders. Finally bottled up and down at the 5-yard line. At number 7, Keyshawn Raven took the handoff. He was offset to the right side of Robinson in the shotgun. He took it around on kind of a modified jet sweep there as he took the handoff, went to the left side outside of hash marks to the numbers, and off to the races he went all the way down to the 5-yard line of Jarrell. And that'll bring up 1st and goal for the Tigers again on the Jarrell 5-yard line. A nice run there by Raven. Valdez, the lone setback, running back, offset behind Robinson. He takes the snap, spins off a tackler, breaks a tackle. Now he's driven down finally about the 2-yard line. A nice hard run there for Valdez. A nice 3-yard run there. What a run by that young man. He got hit, backed up, spun, broke free of a tackle, piled in again, and just never stops moving those legs. Has to be brought down. And he gets all the way down, spotted at the 1-yard line. So a gain of 4 there. So it's 2nd and goal from the 1-yard line of Jarrell. 6 minutes left here in the first half. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Valdez going to take the handoff from Robinson down to the goal line, and he stopped short at the 1-yard line. A great job by the Cougar defensive line getting the pressure. Jake Copeland, Compton in there. Let's see here. Who else is in there? 54, Zavala. Great job by the defensive line there to stack him up, and no gain there. So it brings up 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line. After the big stop by the defense. One more stop here forces the decision now. If we can get a stop here on 3rd and goal. Robinson in the shotgun, Valdez behind him. Robinson's going to throw it to the end zone. And right receiver tries to catch it, and the pass is broken up. It looks like Mr. Guerra, Charles Guerra, breaks up the pass to Loft in the end zone. It was a quick slant there, and a great job by Guerra to jump that route and knock the ball loose.
And from my point of view, seeing him, he had his eyes locked on that quarterback the whole time. He saw where that ball was going, and he did a good job of getting his hand in there without interfering.
They go for it on 4th down. They take it up the middle. He passes off a tackle. He was short, but he breaks free, spins out of it, and finally comes to the near side of the end zone. and Valdez gets in for the touchdown. What tough running. They piled him up. It looked like they had him stopped. Going to be a goal line stand, and Valdez breaks free for the touchdown. And with 5:02 left in the first half, the Tigers score again, bring it to 34-3, pending the extra point by Loth. What a tough run there by Valdez. Those legs never stop moving, and he is a force to be reckoned with. The kick is up by Loth, up and no good, off to the left side. He finally misses one of the toe-poked field goals. And so it's a 34-3 lead for the Tigers with 5:02 left here in the first half after Valdez punches it across on the 1-yard score. We'll take a quick timeout, be back with more of Jarrell Cougar football here on SHN Sports. Welcome back to SHN Sports coverage of Jarrell Cougar football. They trail 34-3 with 5 minutes clock running here. The kickoff fielded at the 24-yard line by Schomburger. He drops it. He picks it back up at the 25. He's going to run it here to the near side. He breaks free of a tackle, gets past the 30, 35, up to the near sideline, 40, 45, and they're going to spot him out of bounds at the 39-yard line. Schomburger turned bad into good there as he mishandled the snap, picks it up, and ends up profiting out of that. He dropped about the 22-yard line. He gets all the way up to the 38, 39-yard line, and that's where Jarrell will take over with 4 minutes and 43 seconds left here in the first half. You'd love to see a sustained drive here, take some time off the clock, and try to get some points before the half. Rockdale gets the ball to start the second half, and so the Cougars want to take some of that pressure off and try to milk this clock out, get us some points, and try to get some momentum going into the halftime. They'll come out here on the near side at the 39-yard line to the near side hash. Martin Torres in motion. Rodriguez is going to hand it off to him on the jet sweep. He cuts back. He's up at the 40, gets inside the 40, 39, or 41, 42. We're actually going this direction to the left, and I was going backwards on my numbers. But Torres kind of got a gain of 3 or 4 out of nothing there. He almost got bottled up for a loss, and he squirts through up past the 40 to the 42-yard line. A gain of 3 on the jet sweep from Torres. And it's 2nd and 7 now. 2 receivers left, 1 right. And it's going to be handed off to Compton. Far side hash marks up past the 45. Down to the 50-yard line. He gets pushed forward, taken down right at the midfield stripe. And that's a Jarrell Cougar first down. A nice run there by Mr. Compton on the second down run. He gets a gain of about 9 there, making 8. Brings up 1st and 10 from the midfield stripe. 3 minutes, 54 seconds and counting here left in the first half. Jarrell trails 34-3 to the Rockdale Tigers. Warren goes in motion. Rodriguez takes a snap, hands it to Compton, past the 50, gets up past the 47, 46-yard line. That is a horrible spot on the near side line judge to spot him back at the 47-yard line. But a flag is down. Compton made the effort there, got up to at least the 46-yard line. So we'll see what happens there. It may be a holding penalty, so it may be all negated here as the near side line judge goes in, and he threw his flag from the near side line to the hash marks. He was adamant about that penalty, and no, it's going to be on the Rockdale Tigers. Personal foul, face masking. So we go and even out the personal fouls in the ballgame as Rockdale. So Compton's little 4-yard run, spotted from the 46. He's going to get 15 tacked on, and so the Cougars will get another first down up to the 32-yard line of Rockdale. So some good momentum there, and a good break there by Compton. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Rodriguez takes a snap. He hesitates and now tries to run forward, and he's taken out quickly back at the 35-yard line. It's going to be a loss of 3. And number 33 with the attitudinal ball spike for the Tigers. Thought he had a fumble there. Aaron Rodriguez clearly down. as he set the ball down once he got taken down. And 33 not happy. He felt like he had the turnover. Bruce Mayfield showing his displeasure to the umpire. Nonetheless, it brings up 2nd and 13 for the Cougars on the 3-yard loss there by Heron Rodriguez. He'll take the snap, fakes the handoff to Torres, and now he's thrown down by the same Mayfield back at the 38-yard line. Another loss on the play, back to the 38. So the Cougars going backwards now quickly. It's a continuation. A couple of good plays forward, a first down, and then the momentum is just stopped as the Cougars stall out. And so the frustration here, 3rd and 16 from the Rockdale 38-yard line. 3 receivers right, 2 receivers left, an empty backfield with Heron Rodriguez in the shotgun. 3rd and 18, he takes the snap. He's just going to do the quarterback keeper right up the middle and quickly taken down. I tell you what, right there, number 33 Mayfield, he's just making all kinds of plays now. He just wasn't even touched. He ran right by the offensive lineman there, and just Rodriguez had no opportunity as he gets taken down back at the 40. Another loss of 2 on the play, and that brings up 4th and 18 now for the Cougars. And the Rockdale Tigers take a timeout with 2:05 left in the first half. They're going to try to put some more points on the board here quickly before the half ends to take the more momentum into the half, knowing they get the ball to start the second half. And right there, Sterling, it's just crazy. Rodriguez had absolutely no shot. Mayfield was in the backfield before Rodriguez got the ball and could even start forward. Not even touched by the offensive line. And so a struggle going on at the line of scrimmage for the Cougars here.
And you can definitely see 33 took that frustration from what he thought was his forced fumble, and he put that back on to get a turnover on either punting away or a turnover on downs. But he used that fire, and the fire that Jarrell had to start off, they just poured some water on it. They didn't want it.
3 plays in a row, the Cougars are taken for a loss of 3 and 2 yards, and Mayfield involved in every tackle on that play. So a great series by Mayfield. He wasn't happy when he didn't get the fumble, but he did his job of continuing to pressure. Here comes the blitz. Rodriguez drops back. He's got a field wide open. He's got to scramble. He's got to get past the 22. He gets tripped off, and he gets down to about the 24-yard line. He's going to be about 2 yards short of the first down, and it'll be a turnover on downs back to Rockdale. A great play there by Rodriguez, but he got tripped up. One of the Tiger defenders made a great play to just catch his ankle there to keep Rodriguez for the first down. And with 2:01 left in the first half, the Tigers take over on the turnover on downs. They'll be at their own 24-yard line. Nice attempt there by Rodriguez, but unable to get all 18 yards back. Only gets 16 of it back, but it turns the ball over.
It's always frustrating. You see the light at the end of the tunnel, and then all of a sudden a shoelace tackle brings you down a yard or 2 short. That's a frustrating. That's a good run, but that's frustrating not to come up with that first down.
3 receivers left, 1 receiver right for the Tigers. 1 lone setback behind Robinson. It's going to be a quick pass out to the left side. He hits the wide open defensive back. The big hit late on him. He doesn't bring him down, and he continues to go past 5 defenders. They finally get him down at the 35-yard line. How many times can they hit the guy without wrapping him up? And, man, 5 defenders took shots at the receiver, and he finally gets taken down for a first down at the 35, a gain of 11. And the Tigers quickly back up to the line of scrimmage. They'll go 1st and 10. Robinson drops back. He's going to come to the near side. He hits a wide open Raven, I believe it is, number 7, Keyshawn Raven. Catches the ball. He's wide open. Got through it. Looked like a zone coverage there in between Rodriguez and Torres. And he's taken out of bounds at the 48-yard line of Jarrell. Another first down for the Tigers on that nice pass play there from Robinson to Raven. 1st and 10 from the 48. 1:35 on the clock. The clock stopped on the play out of bounds. Robinson now a little screen pass out to the left side. Out to the 48. And now what a great tackle there by number 21, Joseph Crathers. Young man wrapped up and made sure that the receiver went absolutely nowhere. Number 9, Kobe Mitchell, gets back. They're going to give him a 1-yard gain up to the 47-yard line of Jarrell. But a great job of Crathers there. Brings up 2nd and 9 now from the far side hash mark. Man in motion there. Now Robinson's going to throw quickly to number 10. He catches the ball. Number 10 catches it about the 39-yard line. Hauled down there by Warren. He'll come up a yard short of the first down. Anthony Dansby makes the catch. And it brings up 3rd and 1 now from the 39-yard line of Jarrell. And the Tigers quickly back to the line. 3 receivers left. Robinson, he's going to hand it to Valdez right up the middle. 40, 35, 30, and he's got to break free of a tackle and take it all the way to the house. Valdez does not get stopped here as he takes it 39 yards for the touchdown for the Rockdale Tigers with 39 seconds left on the clock here in the Rob's Hip Insurance second quarter.
Not get brought down. He didn't even get touched. That hole was wide open, and he hit it, and hit it hard.
Cameron Valdez, the junior running back, 5'9", 175, and packs a lightning bolt in him, and he is a difficult running back to bring down. The toe poke kick from Loth, up and good for the extra point. And that makes the score 41-3. The Tigers lead it over the Cougars here in the second quarter. Quick timeout. Be back for the end of the first half here on SHN Sports coverage of Jarrell Cougar football. Jarrell Cougar football presented by Georgetown Jewelry, yourpersonalmd.net, Our Bank of Jarrell, Eagle Auto Parts, and Papa John's Pizza. Back here for the final 39 seconds of the first quarter, or the first half, on SHN Sports coverage of Jarrell Cougar football. 41-3, the Rockdale Tigers lead it. The kickoff by number 31, kick down to about the 25-yard line. Schomburger fields it, dances around, gets up to the 30, dances some more, up to the 35, where he's hit quickly there. At the 35-yard line, taken down. Schomburger not getting up real quick, and now he's helped up. And the Cougars will take over with 35 seconds left here in the first half at their own 35-yard line. At this point, you just don't want anything else to go wrong. You don't want to, I'm assuming they're going to run the ball here, not take any chances of throwing an interception or anything happening. You want telling your running backs, hold on to the ball. Don't let it come loose. You don't want to give the Tigers anything else here in the first half. As Rockdale leads it 41-3. And they just having their way here in tonight's ball game. 3 receivers left, 1 right for the Cougars. Rodriguez takes a snap, hands it to Warren. He's going to sweep here to the left. Outside the 35, gets outside the numbers to the 40. And he's driven out of bounds at the 41-yard line. Number 14, Levi Baggerly makes the tackle. About a 6-yard gain there up to the 41-yard line for Warren. 29 seconds remaining on the first half clock. Cougars have it 2nd and 4 from the 41-yard line. They'll get the play call here. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Warren offset to the right side of Rodriguez. Shotgun snap back. Quick screen pass. Schomburger about the 41, 42, and he's taken out quickly there at the 42-yard line. Make it the 41, and the clock keeps ticking there. It's going to bring up 3rd and 4 with 19 seconds and counting. So the completion made, but for no gain to Schomburger, and it looks like they may let the clock run. 10 seconds left. They're going to line up real quick. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left for the Cougars. 5 seconds on the clock. Rodriguez takes the shotgun snap. It's low, picks it up, fakes the pass, and no one runs. Now Rodriguez keeps the ball, dodges one hit. Now down to the 44, 45-yard line, back to the 44. The receivers gave up on the play. Rodriguez threw a pump fake. Schomburger stopped. He didn't go anywhere. Let's see here, 23, Martin Torres didn't go. They all literally stood and turned and looked at Rodriguez. And the poor guy had to scramble for his life. He gets 3 yards on the gain up to the 44. And that's where the clock will be blown dead. First half ends 41-3. The Tigers lead it over the Cougars here in Jarrell, Texas. We'll be back with the second half. We'll send it to Friday Football at the SHN Sports Studios, the Georgetown Jewelry Studio, for the halftime show right after this on SHN Sports. Jarrell Cougar Football brought to you in part by Eagle Auto Parts of Jarrell, WVE Vehicle Electronics, offering a portfolio of high-quality aftermarket vehicle electronics including connectors, relays, solenoids, switches, emission, and ignition electronics. Building upon a foundation of premium full-line programs established under the NGK Spark Plug and NTK sensor brands, WVE products are rigorously tested and engineered to perform in import and domestic vehicles. For your vehicle electronic needs, choose WVE Vehicle Electronics. Precision engineered to perform. Found at your hometown Eagle Auto Parts store in Jarrell, Texas. Jarrell Cougar Football brought to you in part by our Bank of Jarrell. When you do business with our bank, our community bankers will take the time to listen to your financial needs and desires in order to help you create unique solutions that will allow you to achieve these goals. We have solutions for your personal and business needs or a combination of the two. Visit ourbanktexas.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Jarrell Cougar Football brought to you in part by YourPersonalMD.net. YourPersonalMD.net strives to be the real family doctor and desire to use our skills to provide high-quality care in a setting that will provide satisfaction for both ourselves and our patients. Visit YourPersonalMD.net. Go Cougars! Jarrell Cougar Football brought to you in part by Georgetown Jewelry, proud supporter of Jarrell Cougar Football. For all of your jewelry needs, including weddings, visit Georgetown Jewelry online at georgetownjewelry.com or in the Williamsburg Village Shopping Center in Georgetown, Texas. Jarrell Cougar Football presented by Georgetown Jewelry, YourPersonalMD.net, Our Bank of Jarrell, Eagle Auto Parts, and Papa John's Pizza.
Welcome back to the Georgetown Drury broadcast studio here at halftime for nearly all of these games on our network and around the area. Just wrapped up a Grand Endeavor home scoreboard update. Of course, the main games that we have been talking about and that are on our network. Cedar Creek and Eastview tied at 7 at halftime. Both teams playing really hard, an intense game with a lot of implications on it. And Cedar Creek able to fight towards the end of that first half with about under a minute to knot that game up. And so huge emotions coming out of halftime to start that second half there.
Yeah, Steven, I'm really looking forward to seeing what the second half will bring. So far, it's been a defensive battle, as we mentioned already. And since I went to go get the food outside, I can tell you for sure it is cold. It's not as bad as it was last week, but I can imagine in an open stadium area where there's no trees, no surrounding areas to kind of cut down on the wind, so to speak, it definitely would change the outset of the game. And I'm assuming that's a big reason why that game is 7-7 without being able to watch it. Our broadcasters are doing a great job of explaining and giving us that illustration through their voices, but sometimes there's just certain things I have to see to make a certain assessment. But I think I can make a rather educated guess that it is a defensive battle just because nobody's really able to move the ball through the air due to the weather that we're having to deal with tonight in the Central Texas area.
As we've noticed in some of these games, we're thinking, oh, these are offenses that are usually putting up a lot of points. But as you said, I mean, they've been playing all season in pretty good weather, honestly, like the way this season has gone so far. And you come out tonight, and it's just it's frigid.
Last week was cold, almost unbearably cold. This week it's a little bit better, but still I can't imagine that even after a week that you can make the adjustment, especially since, I mean, it was cold this week, but the weather was really bad, so I can't imagine how many. That might be another thing that might be affecting a lot of the teams
practice.
Is their practice schedules. Now, let's be honest, I mean, a team like Westlake or Lake Travis or even Georgetown for that matter, who have an indoor practice facility, probably weren't going to have to worry about the rain canceling their practices so much. But if you practice on a natural grass field, they probably didn't want to go outside and tear it up. They probably had to practice inside the gym. I know that they lessen contact throughout the week, but still that does play a factor into the routine. Players are creatures of habits, as are coaches, and I could just imagine that might have messed with a little bit of the psyche as you get ready to go in what are so important games under less than ideal circumstances and preparation.
And as you said, I was going to say preparation, less than ideal for some of the biggest games so far this season.
But if you want to win, you got to be able to put all those little distractions away. Yeah, it does not matter. At this point, you have to focus on the game and what you can do, because you've already practiced all those two-a-days, all of those weeks throughout the year. You've practiced sick, you practice tired, you practice after all-nighters, you probably practice after partying for some of you bad guys out there.
Tests.
Yeah, I mean, you go through so much. I don't think that just 1 week of preparation should derail all those things, but, they're high school kids. You just never know. It happens. All you have to do is one bad breakup, one bad test grade, and that can ruin a kid's psyche. It's just one of those things.
We're not friends anymore.
You just never know, man. There's a lot going on in a teenager's life.
A lot.
And, sometimes football can become secondary, but it's weeks like this week, it's nights like tonight where, hey, I get that you have your personal life, but guess what? You're here to work tonight, and you got to win because the playoffs are on the line. Round Rock not doing themselves any favors by losing to Hendrickson last night, and that's why that game between them or Westwood, the game that they're in tonight against Stony Point, is so important because the Warriors, they have been atrocious for so long. They have a really good chance at kind of backweighing their way into the playoff hunt tonight. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that game comes out on the second half.
Yeah, as we mentioned, is a battle as well. 14-17 at halftime with Stony Point on top so far there.
I mean, McCallum, believe it or not, you guys still mathematically have a chance next week.
That is unbelievable.
You do need a couple of favors to go your way, but I mean, it just shows you, like, as long as you try to play your full schedule, all 10 games throughout those 11 weeks, including your bye, if you play them as best as you can, hopefully good things will happen. Cedar Ridge has done their part. They found a way to make themselves a playoff contender. and they're winning here tonight right now, 17-0 over McNeil. There's a possibility that they can find themselves in the playoff if Westwood isn't able to find a way back in this game against Stony Point. You have a team like Austin LBJ. We talked about them last week, how good they are, how people kind of overlook them. But, I mean, the one thing I really love about LBJ is that when they play a team like Travis, where they're supposed to be up 50-0 at halftime, they're up 49-0 at halftime. That means that they get the job done and that they're going to go out the second half, maybe give some of those kids on the bench an extended look, get those players that have some injuries rested up, because they know that they've already taken care of business and that they have secured a playoff spot somewhere within the top 2, if not top 3, depending on the math. So a great season so far for Austin LBJ. Hopefully everybody stays healthy as they look to finish out their season. But I'm looking to see what else really sticks out there. I mean, Hayes over in 25-6A against Lake Travis, they actually had the lead in this game early on. They need to continue winning. They were undefeated for so long before running into Westlake. We knew this was going to be their second game that they had to face the 2 top teams in 25-6A. They might not make the playoffs now after these 2 consecutive losses, or at least what looks to be 2 consecutive losses. And Del Valle, who has the bye week, they will have to still play Lake Travis, but they'll be playing for their playoff lives. So who knows what they're going to bring against the Cavaliers next week.
Yeah, I will say that, one of the cool things that's going on this week is that we have 2 broadcasts for the same game in that pivotal Cedar Creek versus Eastview matchup. So, of course, everyone out there can tune into us, giving updates. They can tune into the Patriot side of things, or they can tune into the Eagles side of things for Cedar Creek, as well as we are going to actually
Get me the remote.
Tune in right now to no, I wanted to see the 3. I paused it.
Oh, you
right
still
there.
want to look for the 3?
That's right. I had it right there. You're messing everything up.
I was like,
it's about to play.
Oh, sorry, man. I was like, the
That's
Mavs.
why I had it
I was
paused.
like, the Mavs are going to tip off here soon.
I promise we'll make it. But we're going to tune in right now, actually, to the Vandergrift and Leander game. Vandergrift is on top 35-3, but we got to give some love to our boys over with Leander, Chuck Cracy and Rich Hensley and all those guys that do such a good job week in and week out. Leander with a tough season so far, but we'll let you tune in live for the start of their second half, and then once Eastview and Cedar Creek are back at it, we will tune into that pivotal matchup for a bit as well. We thank you for tuning in for Week 10 of SHN Football Friday, and we appreciate you letting us keep you up to date on all the action each and every week from around Central Texas.
Five, Taylor Dumar trying to get into the end zone.
Looks like Drayton took my advice and got that head turned.
Yep. Able to turn, able to see the ball, able to get in front of it and knock it down.
Now, you're not always going to have that opportunity to be able to turn that head, but you want to try to. You want to try to at least know where the ball's coming to disrupt it, or at least try to make a play at it.
Back gets the snap, and it was a handoff up the middle, upended by Evan Smith after a gain of about 2, set up 3rd and 8 for Vandy. But, I mean, like we've talked about, turn your head. You're not going to have a 30-yard in route or a 30-yard out route. Once they've gone past the line of scrimmage and they're running down the field, once their eyes kind of look up towards that ball, you should be moving your head back and making a play.
Yeah.
So here we go, 3rd and 8, 7:04 left here in the third quarter. Almost jumped off sides for Leander. They're able to get back. So there we go, roll out to the right side, and it is incomplete. Incomplete pass. So that'll bring up a 4th and 8. So they're going to set up here. Looks like they're going to go for it. Ball is set on the near hash at the 25-yard line. And they're bringing a couple new players in. Back is still in at quarterback, along with number 17, Bo Dawson, in at running back. Clock is now down to play clock rolling down to 10. Twins on the near side, twins on the far side. Direct snap, back looking on the right side, looking to run. able to juke, and looks like a flag is down, and he's able to get inside the 10-yard line. There's also a flag and a helmet down at the 29-yard line.
Yeah, looks like one of the linemen lost their headgear.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's let's see what the play is here, the flag, see if we can get that on the mic, so we can get the call. Personal foul against the offense, so that'll move them back about 15 yards. I didn't see it other than a helmet on the ground and a flag being thrown as Leander's putting pressure on the quarterback back, who was able to scramble for the first down, but the penalty will drop them back, and it looks like they're going to come out and punt. Or let's say they should go out and punt, but it looks like they're not. They're going to go for it. 4th and 23. Back is ball's at the 40-yard line. And now he's scooting back a little bit further. Let's see if he does a pooch kick, and he does. Able to pooch it down, rolls at the 10, the 5, and into the end zone. Pretty good effort by number 5, Dumar, to try and save it, but he unable to. The ball will go in, and Leander will set up 1st and 10, so we'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
The Leander Lions Football Booster Club wants to recognize the following Lion faithful for their generosity this season. At the red level, Dan and Rachel Bumgartner, Daniel and Kat Dupre, Dave and Tracy Nordstrom, and David and Robin Tillman. At the white level, Lucy Belger. And at the lion level, Brian and Jessica Campbell, the Shoto family, John and Denise Christensen, Louie and Ray Egglesey, Russ and Kathy
Jarrell Cougar football presented by Georgetown Jewelry, yourpersonalmd.net, Our Bank of Jarrell, Eagle Auto Parts, and Papa John's Pizza. Back here at halftime in Jarrell, Texas, as the Jarrell Cougar Marching Band performs their halftime show as they prep for a competition. Doing a great job, a nice performance here tonight from the Rockdale Tiger Band and their dance team, and now the Jarrell Cougar Band performing for the home crowd. We're at halftime of the ball game between the Jarrell Cougars and the Rockdale Tigers. 41-3, the Rockdale Tigers lead it. Got to take you over what got us here to begin the game. The Cougars got the ball to start it out. They went 6 plays in a minute and 48 seconds. And punted the ball away, and Rockdale wasted no time as they took the ball 10 plays on a 3-minute and 42-second drive. That was capped off by a 4-yard touchdown run by Cameron Valdez, and the extra point was good, making the score 7-0 Rockdale. The Cougars got the ball back, and in 7 plays, they took the ball 2 minutes, 48 seconds. They got from their 22 up to the 45-yard line, where the ball was turned over on downs. On a 4th down play, unable to get the first down. It was a loss of 4 on the tackle there from the Cougars. That gave the Rockdale Tigers the ball at their own 45-yard line. 45-yard line. Rockdale takes over. It goes 4 plays in 51 seconds, and they score on a 19-yard touchdown pass from Robinson to Mitchell. The extra point kick was good again by Loth. And the score went 14-0 for the Tigers. Cougars got the ball back at the 2:42 mark of the first quarter at their own 32-yard line. They go 5 plays, get it down to the 22-yard line of Rockdale. And Jesus Perez comes on and knocks through a 40-yard field goal to put the Cougars on the board 14-3. And Rockdale answered right back. They get the ball with 57 seconds left in the first quarter. They went a total of 4 plays in a minute and 38 seconds, capped off by a 65-yard touchdown pass from Robinson to Loth to make the score 21-3 after Loth kicked the extra point. That that one possession right there, the Cougars were able to. They got the Tigers back. The initial play on the series was a sack of Robinson back to the 30-yard line. They get a 10-yard completion up to the 40, a quick 5-yard run to the 45 for a first down. But then on the next play, there was a hold. It drops them back to the 35-yard line. It was 1st and 20, and that's when Robinson hit Loth on the 65-yard touchdown pass and catch for the Tigers. And that's where the first kind of took us into the beginning of the second quarter. And the Tigers led at 21-3. Jarrell in their first possession of the second half got the ball and went 49 seconds on the clock. And a quick 3-and-out. They punt the ball back to the Tigers. And at the 10:30 mark, they wasted no time. Rockdale with 35-second drive. Took 2 plays, and it was capped off by a 5-yard touchdown run by the quarterback, Jace Robinson. The extra point kick made it 28-3. The big play there was the pass from Robinson to, I believe it was Dansby. Number 10, I believe it was Dansby or Mitchell. Got him all the way down to the 5. And then the 5-yard touchdown one by Robinson to cap it off. The Cougars got the ball back at the 9:55 mark of the second quarter. And they put together a 4-play drive before the punt was forced after 1 minute and 39 seconds. Rockdale got the ball back at the 8:16 mark and wasted a little time. 3 minutes, 33 seconds on that drive. 7 plays capped off by a 1-yard touchdown run by Valdez. Valdez there looked to be stopped on a 4th and goal. He bounced off the tackling of the Cougars, spun out of it, and came to the near side of the end zone and punched it in, where the kick extra point was no good, and that brought the score to 34-3, the Tigers leading the Cougars. Jarrell gets the ball back at the 4:43 mark of the second quarter, and they make a little series here, a 7-play drive. Took 2 minutes and 42 seconds off the clock. The big play at the end, it was 4th and 18, and Heron Rodriguez scrambles for 16 yards, and he got tripped up by the shoelaces, brought down just 2 yards short of the first down, and the ball went back over to Rockdale on the turnover on downs. With 2 minutes and 1 second left on the clock, Rockdale took advantage, drove the ball from their own 24-yard line, and took it 1 minute and 26 seconds off the clock in 5 plays, and it was capped off by a 39-yard touchdown run by Mr. Cameron Valdez, and the extra point was good, and it pushed the score to 41-3. Jarrell got the ball with 35 seconds left on the clock, and they ran 3 plays and the time off the clock to take us to where we are at halftime. 41-3, the Rockdale Tigers lead the Jarrell Cougars. That last drive by the Tigers, when 39-yard touchdown run by Valdez, nothing can be said other than Valdez, I don't believe, got touched at all. He took the ball and hit the hole right up the middle and hit max speed very quickly and took it all the way to the house. Valdez ends the first half with 3 touchdown runs. Jace Robinson, the quarterback, ends up with 2 touchdowns passing, 1 running. And that is where they got us on the board. The extra points, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 6 were good by Loth. Loth used the right upright for 1 extra point to bounce off. He used the crossbar to get 1 across, but then he missed 1 off to the left. But went 5 of 6. The kicking duties for the kickoff for the Rockdale Tigers switched in the middle of the first half after Loth kicked the ball out of bounds and gave Jarrell good field position. Number 31, Chris Olvera, came in and handled the kickoff duties for the Tigers and did his job, pinning the Tigers back typically within the 20 to 30 yard line. But a rough first half, Sterling, as we look at it here, as the Jarrell Cougar Band finishes up their performance with the fight song here with 3.5 minutes left on the halftime clock. It's like the defensive backfield were just in a state of confusion. Robinson did a great job for the Tigers of hitting his receivers in stride, and his passes were beautiful. But when he hit the receivers in stride, it was 90% of the time the receiver didn't have a defensive back within 2 to 3 yards of him.
And I would even go to stretch to say around 4 to 5 yards, because you see on 2 big passes that one was for a touchdown, and the second one took him into the 5-yard line. The defenders were still turning around to figure out where the receivers were, and by the time they figured out the receivers behind me, they're already receiving the ball and they're taking off running, and that's a dangerous spot to be in when you're going up against a receiver core with as much speed as Rockdale has.
The pass down the sideline to the receiver Loth, his ball was so in stride, he just continued sprinting on the sideline. C.J. Allen beat by about a yard. He at the time he turned around, Loth caught the ball, but then he just tries to push him out of bounds. At that point, can't get enough momentum on him, and he takes it in for the touchdown. The pass here on the near side, it caught him at the 40-yard line. Warren, it looked like Warren looked back towards the safety or the cornerback, another defensive back, kind of at a loss of who was supposed to be on this receiver. Warren doesn't give up on the play, and you like the effort there by the Warren, the running back and the defensive back. He did not quit as much as he's been running the ball on the offensive end of the field. He sat there and chased down the receiver from the 40-yard line down and made the tackle at the 5. So the effort was good. Unfortunately, the Tigers turn around and punch it right in on a 5-yard run by Robinson, the quarterback. But it's just you think some changes have got to be made here in the second half of the defensive backfield. Maybe some more zone, maybe some different looks, maybe some more depth in the defensive backfield to make sure they keep the receivers in front of them. Maybe let them catch it 10 yards instead of 25 and the run and try to play catch-up or try to play man-to-man. You don't know what the changes are going to be here as the Rockdale Tigers come running onto the field. And here come the Jarrell Cougars. The Tigers tonight are on the far side of the field here. They're wearing their gold pants and the white jersey, gold helmets with a blue numerals and lettering. The Cougars are in the all blue with the white accents, the white helmets with the blue stripes on the near side of the field. The Cougars will have to kick the ball off as Rockdale won the toss. They deferred the call to the second half, and so the Cougars will kick off to start the second half. And the challenge will be on the defense right away. They're down 41-3. At this point, if the ball game ends as it is right now, the Cougars are eliminated from playoffs. And so now it's just about pride. The seniors have to step up. The challenge has to be issued by them. You can't put it on the coaches. You can't put it on the fans. You can't put it on the band. You can't put it on your friends or your girlfriends. You have to put it on the seniors. Where does the leadership come from on this team now? Do they give up, fold it up? Hey, our career is over. We got this game. The rest, this happened next week. Where's the challenge? And you hope these seniors step up. There's several on this team. You hope they step up here and just at least go down with a big fight.
And it's not like they have the excuse, we can't score 41 points. Rockdale scored 41 points in the first half. All you have to do is turn it around, and it's not about the coaches communicating with you. You have to step up and communicate with your teammates about, hey, I got this guy, this is what we're going to be doing on this play. Just as long as you're behind me and we work together, we can still come out with this win if we try hard enough.
Jesus Perez has the ball teed up at the 40-yard line from the south end of the field. He's going to kick a nice onside kick. It's going to hit a Tiger. The ball's loose, and he's able to fall on it. You talk about it. We just talked about effort. And the first two guys, Guerra and Gola, get to the defensive player. He taps the ball. It comes loose. The next 3 or 4 men are just lollygagging to the ball. There's no given effort by the complete team, and that's got to be frustrating. We hear the coaches in the next booth over here in the press box just livid at the effort, and that's what we're talking about. They got to give the effort 100%. Not one person, not 2 players, not 3 players, but every single player on this team has to give the effort. So now the Cougars, they try the onside kick. The Rockdale Tigers recover it at the 47-yard line of Jarrell, and that's where we start the second half with 11:55 on the clock. Rockdale 1st and 10 from the Jarrell 47-yard line. Robinson takes a shotgun snap. He's going to go deep. He throws it down the near sideline, and a nice defensive play there. It looks like by number 23, Martin Torres. Did a great job of defending the pass there. He kept up with number 7, Keyshawn Raven. And the pass goes incomplete from Robinson to Raven. So it brings up 2nd and 10 from the Jarrell 47-yard line. Shotgun snap and the sack. Jake Copeland gets to Robinson, and he'll bring him back down on the Rockdale side of the field at the 48-yard line. Jake Copeland, we've said his name many a times this season. Senior leadership on the defensive line. You like the effort early on. And he takes control there and drives Robinson back for a loss of 6. Back to the 48 of Rockdale on that sack there.
That's 2 huge defensive plays back-to-back.
Great job by Torres and now by Copeland. Robinson's going to pass wide open, number 3. He's down the sideline, 25-20. Valdez cuts back. Now he makes a couple ties miss, down to the 20. Circles back, and he's finally taken down at the 18-yard line. Valdez was completely wide open, not covered out of the backfield. He gets past Raymond Rodriguez, the linebacker, covering him out of the backfield, and he was 10 yards past anybody. And Robinson makes the beautiful pass that brings up now a first down at the Jarrell 18-yard line after that completion. Valdez now a weapon out of the backfield to catch the ball. Robinson drops back from the 25, throws it to the end zone. It's tipped, intercepted by the Cougars in the end zone. He runs it out to the 10, 15, 20, 25, makes a man miss up to the 30, make it to the 32-yard line. Let's see who made the interception there. I believe it's number 3, Jasper Compton. No, it's going to be number 2, Heron Rodriguez, the quarterback, doing the job on the defensive end. He picks it off right at the goal line, Sterling, all the way back to the 32, and the Cougar defense steps up on their first possession of the ball game.
And that's huge right there, going with 2 big stops defensively, letting up a big passing play that we just talked about, no one around him, and then to come out and still turn the ball over and get positive yards out of it. That's some good momentum. I want to see that carried into that end zone.
10:18 left here in the third quarter. 1st and 10 from their own 32-yard line. Shotgun snap. Hand off to, Heron Rodriguez is going to pull it out and keep it. He's up past the 34 to the 35-yard line where he's taken down there by the Tiger defense. So it'll be a gain of 3 yards from their own 32 up to the 35-yard line. Here in the third quarter, brought to you by YourPersonalMD.net on SHN Sports coverage of Jarrell Cougar football. Rodriguez on the quarterback keeper. He pulled it out of the stomach of Warren there and kept it right up the middle for the gain of 3 for the Cougars. 2nd and 7 from the 35. Rodriguez in the shotgun. Warren to his left side. He's going to hand it to Warren outside the outside hash mark. Cuts it up before the numbers. Gets across. Face mask. See if the flag comes in. It does. He gets up to about the 39-yard line. But that's going to be a big first down for the Cougars. As the face mask, Warren tries to get outside, and you see him get turned all the way around by the face mask. And the far side line judge makes the call. Flag came in, so we'll make sure that's the call here. As the referee comes across in the white hat, he'll give the signal. Personal foul, face mask on the Tigers. So tack it on to the end of the run. It was from the 35 up to the 39, a gain of 4. Tack on 15. It puts a 19-yard differential there and takes the Cougars into Tiger territory down to their 46-yard line for a 1st and 10. So a big play there on the 4-yard run and the 15-yard penalty for the Cougars. 1st and 10 from the 46 of Rockdale. Man in motion, 3 receivers left, 1 right. Handed off to Warren across the left side. Outside the hash marks. He spins, cuts it back up. Gets down past the 45, down to the 42-yard line where he's taken down there by several Tiger defenders. But a nice little run there. Gain of 4 by Warren. It brings up 2nd and 6 from the Rockdale 42-yard line. Love to see the effort from Heron Rodriguez on the interception, doing his job on the offensive end, running this team, and then on the defensive end, making the interception and getting a nice return to the 32-yard line. And now from the shotgun, Rodriguez takes the snap, hands it to Warren. He dances, spins, tries to break a tackle, and then there comes another defender. Ball comes out, and it looks like the Rockdale Tigers recovered it. We'll see if they blew it dead or not. They did not. The fumble on the play by Warren as he tried to spin out of a thing. It looks like number 12, Jose Young, stripped the ball out, and it's a turnover for the Cougars. The Tigers are going to take over their own 41. A nice effort by Warren, but the ball stripped out, and the turnover to negate the drive here from the Cougar offense.
That's definitely a big momentum killer, but coming out defensively, your mindset should be, let's take that ball right back there.
at the 41-yard line. Rockdale takes over with 8:39 left here in the third quarter. At their 41, Robinson drops back. Jake Copeland's got him under his grips. He's going to haul him down for the sack. I cannot believe the spot here. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe it's just confusing to me. Jake Copeland gets the sack of Robinson back at the 35-yard line. Because the spin occurs, they spot him at the 36 as Copeland spins him around and actually throw him down at the 34-yard line. They gave him 2 extra yards, so it brings up 2nd and 15. The 5-yard sack by Copeland, the senior, doing a great job here in the second half. The handoff comes from Robinson into the hands of number 7, I believe, as he comes to the near side, past the 40, up to the 43. Now they're going to spot him up to the 45. The line judges are being very generous on their spots after the running back, number 7, Keyshawn Raven, went down about the 44. They give him the skip off of the turf up to the 45. That brings up 3rd and 6 now for the Tigers from their own 45-yard line. Jace Robinson in a shotgun. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Valdez offset to his right side. Robinson's going to come out, roll to the right, throw on the run. And it's dropped about the 42 of Jarrell by number 10. Anthony Dansby, he can't hold on to the ball, and it looks like the defense is going to make a stand here on 4th and 6 from the 45-yard line of Rockdale. Looks like the Tigers are going to punt. So a good job by the defense there. Like you said, Sterling, they had to make a difference. We got the ball on a turnover, we turn it over, let's get the ball back. And the defense makes a stand here. Looks like it's going to be a 3-and-out, pending any fake punt or anything here by the Tigers. They get the ball snapped back. The punter back about the 32. He'll catch it. He's going to punt the ball. Nice kick, spiraling kick. Compton fields at about the 15. He makes one man miss. Now he's up to the 20. Juke, shake, flip, drive, flip. And a flag comes in, illegal block. He breaks 3 or 4 more tackles past the 40, 45, 50. Compton breaks it away, 40, 35, 30. And he's taking a bound down about the 21-yard line. Jasper Compton with a great effort. But I have a feeling it's going to be all for naught. As a shoe has come loose on the field, a flag is dropped. More debris all over this Cougar field. But it looks like it's going to be brought back. Compton with a great effort. But it's going to go with an illegal, I believe, a block in the back, Sterling. You hate to see that there as Compton gave his all there. What a difference. He went from about the 18-yard line all the way up to the 21 of Rockdale. And it's going to come back, and the Cougars are going to have the ball inside their own 20.
And that's tough to see. You see the effort put in, and the worst part about it is that block had nothing to do with getting to Compton. There was no need for that block in the back. I mean, when you see those numbers, you just got to let them go. If Compton, with his agility, still blocked, got away from it, and still put positive yards. That's a big momentum killer, but at the same time, even with that, you still got to come out of it and still have that same drive like Compton did on that return.
And a great job. And so instead of a block in the back, it's called a hold. It's funny you say that. Where the flag got thrown, it was a pile of people. That was a difficult penalty to see. Give him credit if he called the penalty right. It was hard to tell from up here, but you had a pile of about 4 or 5 players. And then all of a sudden, Compton was a good 5 yards away from him. He spins out of a tackle and hops a defender and breaks away. And so a hold that didn't even, credit to the run. And it brings them back. 1st and 10 from their own 10-yard line. Crothers on the jet sweep to the right. He's taken down for a loss. Back to the 6-yard line as the slow-developing runs are continually hit for losses because this defensive line is controlling the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 14 now for the Cougars. And make it 2nd and 13. They're going to spot him at the 7-yard line instead of the 6. So a loss of 3 on the run there by Joseph Crothers.
And you see a big difference in the little jet sweeps across field as you do the direct handoffs to Warren or Crothers, both that they hit a hole right up the middle.
2nd and 13. The handoff is going to come to Warren. Nope. Keeper. Rodriguez pulls it out. Tries to get back to the line of scrimmage. He's going to be stopped at the 6-yard line. A loss of 1. Anything slow developing here is not advantageous against this Rockdale Tiger defense. They are doing a great job of controlling the line of scrimmage and dominating the offensive line of Jarrell tonight. Anything slow hitting is not working. Like you were saying, Sterling, the quick handoff where Warren hits it and goes, where Compton hits it and goes, where Torres can hit it and go. That's more effective. And all of a sudden, two slow developing runs cost them 4 yards. 3rd and 15 from their own 5-yard line. Rodriguez from his own end zone throws the screen pass to Warren. He's hit immediately inside the 5 to the 4. They drive him back into the end zone. But obviously the play's got to be blown dead where forward momentum was stopped at the 5-yard line. And that brings it down now 4th and 15 from their own 5-yard line. So the frustrating series there as the hold negates a huge return by Compton, and the offense does nothing but go backwards 5 yards in totality back to the 5-yard line. And they're going to be forced to punt after a quick 3 and out here. And they'll be punting. Compton will be punting from his own end zone. Gets the snap. He gets the punt away. Low line driver. It's going to bounce at the 40, 35. Build it at the 40. Outside the hash marks to the near side here. Gets to the numbers. Up to the 35 where he finally takes a big shoulder from number 75. Kirby Emerson, the sophomore, puts a little shoulder into the return man, number 2. And Landon Towns to knock him down at the Jarrell 30-yard line.
And this is rough to see because, I mean, you know these plays aren't being called by the players. These plays are being called by the coaches. And, I mean, as you can see, these slow developing runs, they know they don't work. But you can see the coaches have given up on this game as well. But, I mean, you're playing not against Rockdale now. You're playing also against the clock. You got to take some chances downfield.
1st and 10, the Tigers have it. 3 receivers left, 1 right from the Jarrell 30. Turn around, hand it to Valdez up to the 30. Breaks a tackle up to the 25. Outside the numbers to the 20, 15, 10. Breaks a tackle, makes a man miss into the end zone. Valdez, touchdown, 30 yards for the Tigers, and that's going to run the score to 47-3. Valdez with his 4th touchdown on the night, a 1-play drive. And by the Tigers, and Valdez, just a fun runner to watch as Cameron Valdez goes to work from the 30, took it up the middle, breaks to the left side outside the hash marks to the numbers. He gets near the sideline, cuts it back, makes a man miss, and strolls into the end zone about between the numbers and hash marks for the Tiger touchdown. The field goal unit is now on. Number 4, Lothback. He's going to kick the extra point. It is up and good. That takes us to 48-3. The Tigers lead it. Take a quick timeout. Be back with more Jarrell Cougar football on SHN Sports. Back here on SHN Sports coverage of Jarrell Cougar football. Wally Harmon along with Sterling Harmon here in the booth here in Jarrell, Texas. 48-3 with 4:24 left in the ball game, or the third quarter. Rockdale leads the Cougars. The kickoff comes short and fair caught, dropped at the 40-yard line by number 11, Weston Miller, but he falls on it there. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Cougars at their own 40-yard line here in the Your Personal MD third quarter. Grateful for our sponsors this year of Jarrell Cougar football, yourpersonalmd.net, Eagle Auto Parts, our Bank of Jarrell, Papa John's Pizza, and of course, Georgetown Jewelry. And we thank all our sponsors and their time, effort, and support of the Jarrell Cougars. 4 minutes, 20 seconds left on the clock in the third quarter. Jarrell takes over at their own 40-yard line. Two running backs in the backfield, offset on Rodriguez. The snap back, he drops it, picks it up, and he's taken down, hits a pile about the 37-yard line, make it to 38. It'll be a loss of 2 there. The something said every week on the broadcast. I know I have said at least 3 to 4 times every week, a low, bad snap. And it kills the momentum for Rodriguez to be able to get a handoff, to be able to get a pass away on any kind of timing. It has just plagued the offense here of the Cougars multiple times throughout this season, and you hate to see that there. It puts the offense on their heels right away after the loss of 2 by Rodriguez on the keeper. Snap back, he's going to hand it to Warren. Warren to the left side. Dodges one man about the 30, gets back to the 35, and he's dragged down, thrown out of bounds, and here comes the flag. It looked like a flag. I didn't see that. He threw it, but he didn't. The flag never, I can't see if it went anywhere. I thought a flag was thrown. I guess not. Calls him out of bounds. 35-yard line, so still another loss on the play as Warren tries to get to the outside. And before he even got 2 steps away from the handoff, number, I believe it was 53 for the Tigers, is 4 yards into the backfield. And the battle for Warren to try to even get back to the line of scrimmage was on. Rodriguez drops back in the snap. He's going to be forced to run now. He gets up 35, 40, steps out of bounds at the 47-yard line. Make it to 48 on the spot there. That's going to bring up 4th and 8 for the Cougars as he gets back a few yards that were lost there. Now they'll spot him at the 43 as he stuck the ball out there for a gain of 8 on the run by Rodriguez. The Cougars will go for it here. 4th and 7 from the 43-yard line. They've got to get to the midfield stripe. 2 minutes, 41 seconds left here in the third quarter. You got 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left for the Cougars here on the near side hash mark. They'll put it into play with Rodriguez in the shotgun with Warren offset now to his left side. 4th and 7, a big play here. The momentum to go on the side of the Cougars. Rodriguez rushed. He gets to the 40. He's going to throw the ball. He's got a wide open Jasper Compton. Compton gets it, bobbles it, gets it, breaks free at the 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Jarrell Cougars. Jasper Compton making it happen this half. The big run that got negated. A great effort there. Right there, Sterling, I don't know if you saw it. He bobbled it, and he's able to haul it in. 2 Tigers bounce off each other. Compton in for the touchdown, and the Cougar offense puts some points on the board. 48-9 now. The Cougars trail by 39 points.
And that's great for Compton to be looking like he ran his route, stop, look back, sees his quarterback's in trouble. His quarterback tells him to keep going. He goes and threads that needle.
And the funny thing is Rodriguez had the first down by running if he wanted it. Made the smart play, stops at the 40, throws the ball, hit Compton. The 2-point conversion, no good. And so to bring our score 48-9 with 2:22 left here in the third quarter. But a great play there, a 57-yard touchdown pass and catch from Rodriguez to Compton for the Jarrell Cougar offense there. So the defense holds 2 times on the turnover by Rodriguez, the interception, and then on the defensive had the 3 and out and forced the punt. And now they come back after the touchdown by Valdez, and the offense, they didn't give up. A great play there by Rodriguez, Compton, and a nice touchdown here. Gets some momentum on the side of the Cougars. And I love the effort of Compton. That is a young man that has played. It's just been fun to watch all year on the offensive side, the defensive side. He's gotten more touches as it goes because he just has an ability to make things happen for this Cougar team.
And you could definitely see, even though the score sheet says the game's over, there's still a little bit of fight left in these Cougars here. And you can definitely see, especially on that play, at this point, most teams would have just tried to run for that first down or take a slide and keep the clock running. But they're fighting for that touchdown. They're still clawing their way back, and let's see if they could get some more.
Jesus Perez tees the ball up in the middle of the field at the 40-yard line of Jarrell in the south end of the field. Kicking from the right to the left on the radio dial from the south end to the north end. 2 receivers deep for the Tigers as the near side running back dances to the beat of the band for the Tigers, waiting for the kickoff. Here come the Cougars, and it's going to be another onside kick. The ball bounces. It's going to be fielded by the up man, 13. He fields it about the 47-yard line, and he runs it all the way back to the 32-yard line. The gap was left open by the kicking team, and number 13, Christian Briggs, the junior tight end linebacker, did a great job there of fielding it and taking off running. He had to be tracked down. It'll be 1st and 10 with 2 minutes left here in the third quarter for the Tigers at the Jarrell 33-yard line.
And that's smart by the receiving team to keep your eyes up. He sees Schomburger's cutting behind him, waiting for the ball to go back. He fields it and has a wide open gap. Then, luckily, the kicking team and the Cougars were able to bring him down before he got any further.
Looks like a new quarterback and new offense here. Quarterback and running back. It looks like number 9. Well, there's going to be a timeout here with 2 minutes. Well, the clock was running. Down to 1 minute and 34 seconds. The clock was running. And so they call a timeout, the Rockdale Tigers. It looked like some changes were coming. It looked like number 9, Kobe Mitchell, was moving to the quarterback spot. We'll try to get some of the substitutions here in just a second to start the possession for the Tigers on the timeout. We'll see if we can bring those to you before we get going again. Jarrell Cougar football presented by Georgetown Jewelry, yourpersonalmd.net, Our Bank of Jarrell, Eagle Auto Parts, and Papa John's Pizza. Tigers come out in the shotgun formation at the quarterback helm. We'll see who it is here as they come set. Going to hand it off to the tailback. He runs right up the middle, up to past the 25 to the 20, and finally tackled at the 18-yard line. It looked like number 23. It's hard to get a good view. A lot of the jerseys, crazy how they're tucked into the pads, so you can't get a good look until they give you a good visual. Number 23, the new running back in the backfield for the Tigers. That'll be Drayton Castaneda.
That's a tongue twister.
Hit the hole there. I know him. I play softball with his dad, Tim. Castaneda on the run. Number 9, Kobe Mitchell at the quarterback. So it's a nice run there by Castaneda. He'll get the ball again at the 20, up to the 15. Breaks it to the right side. Breaks the tackle. Steps out of it at the 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Drayton Castaneda wastes no time. He takes it from the 18 all the way in for the touchdown for the Tigers. And so two plays and a score there for the Tigers. That moves the score 54-9 here in the third quarter, brought to you by your personal MD. The Tiger kicking team is on for the extra point attempt. 37 seconds left here in the third quarter. The snap back and down. The kick is up, and it is through the uprights and good. That moves the score to 55-9. The flag runners for the Tigers starting to slow down as the legs give out after all the points being put up on the board. Next, they're going to move to squats and push-ups to complete the workout tonight as they move up and down the Cougar field on the far side, cheering on their Tiger faithful. The Cougars will get the ball back with 37 seconds left here in the third quarter, trailing 55-9. As the running crew for the Tigers pass out in the end zone. Good night. They've run about 2.7 miles so far. Give it to these kids and their spirit on the Rockdale side. The band's about to be ready to pass out. How many times they've played the fight song? Got to give the effort to the Rockdale faithful as they fill up the visitor side of Cougar Stadium here in Jarrell, Texas. What a beautiful night for high school football. A little cooler than we faced earlier in the year, Sterling. We went to Riesel and we're sweating, praying for the AC to not give out. And now it's all you can do to make sure you stay warm up here in the booth. And so just a beautiful night, no rain. The wind is almost non-existent. And so just a beautiful night of more high school football. Blessed to be a part of it here on SHN Sports and just bringing you these high school athletes as they just perform each and every day and practice and in school in the classrooms and just bringing it out here and laying it out on the field on Friday night. The Cougars set to receive the ball. The kicker, number 31 for the Cougars, tees it up on the near hash marks. He'll put the ball in the air, kicks it to the far sideline, bounces at the 29, fielded, bobbled, and it's going to go out of bounds about the 27-yard line, where the Cougars will take over 1st and 10 with 28 seconds left in the third quarter.
This is definitely an interesting game. Watching
Hey, you saw the defensive stands. You had 2 or 3 to start the half with the 1 touchdown, that run by Valdez. You bring in the backup quarterback and the backup running back, and Castaneda touches the ball 2 times and 33 yards, scores a touchdown. And just powerful running. Castaneda looks like a bigger back than we saw in Valdez, a bigger, stockier runner, but no loss of speed there as he hit the holes. He broke tackles, stepped out of 1 tackle, kind of like an, excuse me, did you just touch my cleat? Let me pull it out and continue running as he hit the hole at the 15 and just went in for the touchdown. The Cougars back in the shotgun formation, 3 receivers left, 1 right. Rodriguez takes the shotgun snap. He's going to hand it to Warren around the left side. Up to the 25. He's got a shoestring tackle, now a whole cleat included with it on it as he gets back to the 27, 28-yard line. So no gain there.
But I mean, watching this Rockdale offense, the first string passing the torch to the second string, and the second string not even skipping a beat. It's the same energy, same power, same fire under their rear ends. No, and incredible speed on the second string as well. Watching the big boy at 23, didn't look like he had any competition out there on the field.
Yeah, he did a great job. He hit the hole. He's got the size, so it's so deceptive. But then when he started hitting holes and making a tackler's miss, the size and the speed, what a combination there for Castaneda. Castaneda comes in. He's a junior, but he's listed as a tight end and a linebacker. 5'10", 190 pounds. So he packs a punch in the short frame. Compared, you look at some of the receivers low on the Tigers, 6'2", 190. You take 3 inches away from that, 4 inches away from that, and put that same frame on a running back that just his eyes were set for that end zone, and Castaneda did nothing but find pay dirt. And you give it to him. What an effort. You bring in your second strings. That bodes well for the Tigers, though, as they make a push to the playoffs and run it. You're going to run into teams that have bigger, stronger players. You're going to run into them. Your running back could get hurt. And to have a backup that's 5'10", 190 that runs fast and hits hard is got to be a strength there for the Tiger offense. They're going to take the snap now, 2nd and 10 from the 27-yard line. Hand it off to Compton. He's going to run up the middle, break a couple tackles, carry 1 with him. He gets up past the 37 to the 38-yard line, and it'll be another first down for the Jarrell Cougars as Jasper Compton make it. Or was it Martin Torres on the run there? Couldn't make it out. I believe it's Jasper Compton there. Nice run there from the 27 up to the 38-yard line of Jarrell for the first down. Rodriguez got to keep it, tries to get around the left end, and he's taken down there. Can't make out the number on that jersey. Is that the man? There he is, Mr. Mayfield, number 33. I tell you what, I think Bruce Mayfield may have doubled his tackles tonight alone, as that young man has made some great tackles and a lot of tackles for loss as he drops a Rodriguez for a 2-yard loss back to the 39-yard line. 2nd and 12 for the Cougars. He's going to hand it off to Warren. Right up the middle, hits the 40, runs into a pile about the 42-yard line. That's where he'll be taken down. At the 42, a gain of 5, brings up a 3rd and 7 now.
But like you said, that man is a absolute menace on that defensive end spot right there.
Yeah, Mayfield has been spectacular out here on the left end for the Tiger defense. And he is, I tell you what, Mayfield is not a very tall man. He is 5'4", 175 pounds, and he puts a pack into everything he does. Hand off to Warren, right up the middle. He's going to push a couple of tacklers forward, get to the 47-yard line, 46-yard line, where it'll be 4th down now for the Cougars. He's going to bring up a long 4th and 3. He's at the 46-yard line. 3rd and 3. Make it 4th and 3 now. I apologize. 4th down and 3. The scoreboard we cannot pay attention to there behind. I'm keeping up with it. So it's going to be 4th and 3 from the 46 of Jarrell. Rodriguez in the shotgun stab. 2 receivers right and left. The quarterback keeper, he sweeps to the left. Tries to get outside the numbers, and he does. And he's horse-collared down. Got a goat rope down at about the 50-yard line. But it's going to be enough for a first down. A great run there by Rodriguez. Just want to make sure his head's still attached as he gets back up.
That clothesline was a little aggressive on that far end.
Number 13 was in a full sprint. Christian Briggs tried to chase down Rodriguez, and he brought him down hard. But Rodriguez picks up the first down at the midfield stripe. So it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Cougars at the midfield stripe. Great run by Rodriguez there as he went on the quarterback keeper around the left side. He'll take it now. He'll hand it to nope, pulls it out, throws it across the middle. The middle umpire takes the knee and ducks the pass before he took his noggin off. But it was short for Schomburger, so an incompletion there brings up 2nd and 10 now for the Cougars from the midfield stripe. Nice throw, just a little short. Wasn't able to get to Schomburger, bounced a little bit short. Great move by the middle umpire there to get out of the way and not get domed on that pass. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Compton takes the handoff up the middle past the 50, pushes the pile past the 45, get him down to the 44. A gain of 6 on the run. A nice hard run by Jasper Compton again for the Cougars. It'll bring up 3rd and 4 now from the 46 of Rockdale as they get the ball into Rockdale territory on that carry.
That last pass kind of reminded me of the longest yard with Adam Sandler.
Absolutely. Glad the umpire decided to take a knee. EMS is a long way away at the north end of the field. Here we go on 3rd and 4. The handoff to Jasper Compton. He tries to get around the right side, stops, cuts back, but the pursuit is too much as Compton gets dropped back at the 46-yard line for no gain. Gets back to, luckily, to the line of scrimmage. Or a loss of 2. A loss of 2. For Compton, it brings up now 4th and 6 from the 46-yard line. They got to get to the 40-yard line. They spotted me finally at the 44-yard line. I had written down the 46, so my apologies there. So it's now 4th and 6 from the 46 of Rockdale.
Try saying that 10 times fast.
2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Rodriguez, snap on the ground, picks it up. When he went to pick it up, they said his knee was on the ground. Here on the near side lineman, how he made that call from the 46-yard line is horrible. The referee in the backfield stares him down like, are you kidding me? So here we go here. Hopefully we can get a volleyball replay. Can we get the 2 thumbs up? And let's reserve that one. That was a horrible call by the near side linesman. Coach Davidson is not happy. Hey, I blew the whistle and I blew the call at the same time. That is pitiful to do that to the young man and the Cougar offense right there. That is embarrassing for football. Yeah, and I understand they're human. That's just that can't happen. That cannot happen.
There's definitely a difference between making a mistake and just being pitiful. That was rough.
Now, the ball spotted back at the 46. Hopefully, the head referee for tonight's ball game, the guy that gets to don the white cap and be yelled at the most, will make the right call. And it looks like they're going to spot at the 46 and replay the down. Not sure I've ever seen that in football, but I like it because the mistake was made, and I'm okay with them making it right. And thank you, lines judge, for admitting I may have messed that up. Cool. 4th and 6, 46-yard line of Rockdale. Jarrell has the ball. Rodriguez in the shotgun, takes a snap, drops back. It looks like he's going to heave it downfield. He's got a wide open receiver. Tripped. That's got to be a flag. Come on. Unbelievable. He tries to go for the pass, and his feet tangled. I don't see feet tangled up there. I saw a trip as they got into the path of number 23, Martin Torres. He had 2 steps on one, at least a step on the defensive back, and all of a sudden, magically, his feet get knocked out from under him. The Tigers don't fall down. No flag thrown. And it's a turnover on downs here for the Cougars. You had to see it in on something like that. Nice pass, and Torres had an opportunity, a big first down chance for the Cougars. And it's negated here as the Tigers take over at the 46-yard line, their own 46, with 5:56 left here in the 4th quarter. After the turnover on downs,
that's sad to see. You blow a call and then you blow a no call. I mean,
you hate to see that kind of a no call there as the receiver had an opportunity. Ball overthrown there by the quarterback, Mitchell. Overthrew his receiver, number 2, Landon Towns, for the incompletion. Brings up a 2nd and 10 from their own 46 again. After that incomplete pass from the backup quarterback, Mitchell. Castaneda in the backfield behind Mitchell. 2 receivers right, 1 left for the Tigers. Snap back to Mitchell. He's going to hand it to Castaneda up past the 45. He gets hit, drives past the 50 to the 49 of Jarrell. Nice run there by the stud Castaneda, doing a job there as he took the ball and he got hit almost immediately as he hit the 45-yard line and just powers forward for about 6 more yards. So a gain of 5 to the 49 of Jarrell, bring up 3rd and 5 for the Tigers. 2 receivers right again, 1 receiver left. Ball going to be snapped from the middle of the field to Mitchell, the quarterback. Castaneda behind him. Oh, they run into each other. Hands it to Castaneda. Gets outside the 50. Stutter steps down to the 45. Runs over a tackler past the 40. 35. Breaks it to the 30. 25. And he's finally knocked out of bounds. Castaneda running hard and continuing to punish the defenders that decide to get in his way. That young man is just a powerful running back, doing a great job stepping in here for the Tigers late in the ball game. 5 minutes, 2 seconds left in the ball game. 1st and 10 from the 25 of Jarrell. A nice 24-yard run there by Castaneda for the first down for the Tigers. 1st and 10 from the 25. Castaneda lone set back behind Mitchell in the shotgun snap. He turns around, heads to Castaneda. He dances to the 45. Now stops, breaks to the left. Up past the 45. Making the 25. Up past the 20. Runs over a tackler. 1 man down on the field. And now getting up. Castaneda gets all the way down to the 17-yard line. It's a gain of 8 yards. It brings up a quick 2nd and 2 now for the Tigers. They're going to take a little bit more time. 4 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock left in the ball game. 2 receivers left. 1 receiver right now for the Tigers as they get ready to snap it from the 17 of Jarrell. Castaneda in the I formation back behind Mitchell in the shotgun snap for the Tigers. Mitchell looks to get the ball. Shotgun snap. Now it's going to be a pass to the wide receiver. He goes up and gets it. Ball's down at the 10-yard line. No contact, but he went up high to catch the ball. It looked like number 10 for the Tigers, Anthony Dansby. And that'll be a 1st and goal from the 10-yard line of Jarrell. 7-yard gain on the pass is enough for another first down. It'll be 1st and goal for the Cougars, leading 55-9 with 4 minutes and counting here in the ball game. 2 receivers left for the Tigers. 1 receiver right. Castaneda, I formation, directly behind the quarterback Mitchell in the shotgun. They'll turn around, stick it in the stomach of Castaneda. He dances off to the left. Flag comes in for the back judge. Past the 5, 4, 3. Castaneda powering ahead with the help of his offensive line. Some big boys there for the Tigers. But a flag comes in. It may have been a hold. And that play may come back as Castaneda got all the way down to the 3-yard line of Jarrell. Would have been a 7-yard carry. And we'll see what the call is as they converse.
And it's kind of hard to tell because the foul looked like it would have been around the 5-yard line, but the back judge right there is halfway into the end zone and just hurls it to the 10-yard line, so you're confused.
It is a holding. Great call by the back judge there. I totally agree. See, he must have had a good view from 15 to 20 yards away.
With 10 to 15 people in front of him.
And it may have been something that popped open his view. It's hard to see from up here where we are, but he heaved that flag from about 5 yards deep in the end zone to the 10-yard line, and Jarrell will take it. So now it'll be 1st and goal from the 20-yard line for the Tigers. Mitchell's going to keep it around outside the 15. It looks like he gets pushed out about the 13-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and goal from the 13-yard line of Jarrell. 7-yard gain there by Mitchell. The quarterback now in the ballgame, replacing Robinson for the Tigers. You can tell the difference. You can't tell the difference in the running backs between Valdez and Castaneda. He runs the ball quick, powerful, and hits the holes. You can't tell the drop off between Robinson and Mitchell, but doing a good job here. Castaneda right up the middle, takes the handoff, bounces off a tackler, and he's going to take it all the way in for the Rockdale touchdown. Castaneda, Drayton Castaneda. It is a 13-yard touchdown run, and that young man quickly has touched the ball and put 2 touchdowns on the board in 2 possessions that he's been on the field. That's going to push the score 61-9 with 3 minutes and 19 seconds left in the ball game. The Cougar defense, I don't know who it was, but that man tried to lay a hit on Castaneda, and it backfired as Castaneda just put him on the ground and ran right over him. Flying objects in the booth next to us. The kick there, the extra point attempt by number 31, Oliveira, is no good as he shanks it to the left. By night to see the Shankopotamus come out in Jarrell. Keeping another point off the board, thankfully. It's 61-9. The Tigers lead it here in the 4th quarter. 4th quarter brought to you by Georgetown Jewelry. We are super thankful for our sponsors this year, Jarrell, the Eagle Auto Parts, and Jarrell, our Bank of Jarrell, yourpersonalmd.net, Georgetown Jewelry, and, of course, Papa John's Pizza of Jarrell, Texas. We go with the last 3 minutes and 19 seconds of the last home game. Tonight was senior night. Some of these players, Jesus Perez has been a great player here for the Cougars this year. He's done a great job kicking the ball, field goals, kickoffs. He's just been a constant positive here for the Cougars this year. You're going to miss him at kicker. Several players here for the Cougars you're just going to miss. Heron Rodriguez, the quarterback, Jasper Compton, C.J. Allen, Christopher Pursley, Brady Gola, Charles Guerra, Ian Niche, Josh Valle, Mr. Henson, number 57, Anthony Gaddison, Billy LaFrance, Thomas Clausen, Andrew Brindle, and, of course, number 77, Jake Copeland, the big man in the middle for the Cougars. The Rockdale Tigers get ready to kick the ball off, leading 61-9. It's going to be a pooch kick down, bounces at the 27, and it's finally picked up about the 26 and run it up the middle. I'm not sure who has it here. He gets all the way up to the 45-yard line. He couldn't make out the number as he picked it up and hit the hole. There it is, Derek Warren. It was funny. The ball bounced and almost came to rest, and then all of a sudden he snatched the ball up and took off running. Hit the hole from about the 25 all the way up to the 46-yard line. So Jarrell takes over with 3 minutes, 12 seconds left in the ball game.
Watching him pick that up, that was a literal last second before a defender had closed in on that ball. And to turn that from the 25-yard line and right about the 46, I mean, that's surprising.
Great effort there by Derek Warren. I tell you what, the good thing about him, he's a sophomore. Couple more years here for the Cougars. A low snap, mishandled by Rodriguez, and he's sacked at the 35-yard line. The theme continues. This is just unbelievable that the Cougars have struggled this much with a bad snap after a bad snap. Low snaps that Rodriguez, it just obliterates any opportunity to make a good play as the ball's back to the 35-yard line, 36-yard line. A loss of 10 on the play. So the Cougar offense all of a sudden back to the 36. 2nd and 20. Rodriguez with 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Another low snap. Rodriguez gets it. Screen pass to Warren to the right side. 35, 38. Driven out of bounds hard up to the 39-yard line. A gain of 3 yards there on the completion. And it brings up 3rd and 17 for the Cougars with 2 minutes, 15 seconds left here in the ballgame. The clock continues to run.
I mean, with the pattern of low snaps, you'd expect the coaching staff to switch up the formation and have quarterback right under it. So you take that out of the factor.
Snap back, 3rd and 17. Rodriguez gets it. Now he's going to have to scramble for his life. No receivers open. He's going to try to make a play. Makes one miss. Now he's going to be run down from behind up to about the 44-yard line. You see where he gets marked out of bounds.
There's a flag on the field. They love that dirty laundry.
Dirty laundry on the turf. I didn't see it come down. We'll see what the call is here. As Rodriguez got tracked down about the 40. See, they'll mark him about the 44-yard line.
Yeah, the flag's right about the 35-yard line.
May have been a hold. Let's see what they call. Illegal block in the back by the Cougars. Penalty's going to be declined, so it's going to bring up 4th and 12 for the Cougars as Rodriguez is able to get back to the 44-yard line on the scramble. So they got to get to the 44-yard line of Rockdale. 4th and 12. 53 seconds on the clock and running. 1 receiver left, 2 right. Rodriguez is going to get the shotgun snap. He's going to roll here to the right. He's got a man streaking. He's going to have to throw it on the run. He throws it up, and it's going to be caught. See if he got the foot in. But the linesman able to make the call from the 45 down to the 20. He's got x-ray vision. Looked like he drug a toe there. Martin Torres made a great catch. I thought he got 1 foot down. The back judge far back towards the end zone couldn't make the call away from the line, but the linesman eagle-eyed that one, and it's going to be a turnover on downs with 31 seconds left.
It's definitely interesting to watch all these different positioned umpires, the referees, to call calls, whether it be a flag or a incomplete fumble, whatever, from 35 yards away, when that shouldn't even be their call. I mean, for us to have this point of view and watch that toe drag and him be right on that line, and 20, 45 yards away, still be able to.
You'd have liked to see him move on the play to get down the field on that, and unable to. But he makes the call. It's a turnover on downs. The Rockdale Tigers will snap the ball. They'll kneel it here with 30 seconds left, and that'll be the ball game. 61-9. The Rockdale Tigers have put the nail in the coffin of any hopes of playoff football for the Jarrell Cougars. They had to have a win here tonight over Rockdale, and the Rockdale Tigers just played a great game. They did a great job. I tell you what, Jace Robinson is an impressive young man at quarterback. Cameron Valdez, a very, very talented running back. The receivers, they had several options at receiver. They're very dynamic, very athletic. And then you come in with a backup, Castaneda. Drayton Castaneda did a great job running the ball in the fourth quarter for the Tigers. 2 touchdowns. You have your 2 quarter tailbacks. Valdez puts 4 on the board, and the Castaneda comes in and mop-up work and puts 2 on the board. And just some tough running there from Drayton Castaneda and Cameron I lost his last name all of a sudden, Valdez, for the Tigers. So the Tigers improved their record in district play, and so they'll keep themselves in a battle for actually that's going to cement their position, because Little River Academy, Jarrell, and Maynard New Tech all eliminated now at this point. So Rockdale guarantees himself a playoff spot, along with Cameron, Troy Trojans, and the Lago Vista Vikings. So we'll have one more game of the season. Next week we'll be in Maynard against the Maynard New Tech Titans. The Jarrell Cougars go into the ballgame 4-5 on the season, 1-4 district play, and looking to go out and 500 for the season, 5-5, and get out of here with a win next week. And so we'll have it here on SHN Sports, coverage of Jarrell Cougar football. We thank you for joining us tonight. As we go tonight, we'll bring you last-minute commercial spots, thanking our sponsors one more time before we call it a night here in Jarrell, Texas. Thanks for listening to Jarrell Cougar football on SHN Sports. Jarrell Cougar football brought to you in part by Georgetown Jewelry, proud supporter of Jarrell Cougar football. For all of your jewelry needs, including weddings, visit Georgetown Jewelry online at georgetownjewelry.com or in the Williamsburg Village Shopping Center in Georgetown, Texas. Jarrell Cougar football brought to you in part by YourPersonalMD.net. YourPersonalMD.net strives to be the real family doctor and desire to use our skills to provide high-quality care in a setting that will provide satisfaction for both ourselves and our patients. Visit YourPersonalMD.net. Go Cougars! Jarrell Cougar football brought to you in part by Our Bank of Jarrell. When you do business with our bank, our community bankers will take the time to listen to your financial needs and desires in order to help you create unique solutions that will allow you to achieve these goals. We have solutions for your personal and business needs, or a combination of the two. Visit ourbanktexas.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Jarrell Cougar football brought to you in part by Eagle Auto Parts of Jarrell, WVE Vehicle Electronics, offering a portfolio of high-quality aftermarket vehicle electronics including connectors, relays, solenoids, switches, emission, and ignition electronics. Building upon a foundation of premium full-line programs established under the NGK Spark Plug and NTK sensor brands, WVE products are rigorously tested and engineered to perform in import and domestic vehicles. For your vehicle electronic needs, choose WVE of Vehicle Electronics. Precision engineered to perform. Found at your hometown Eagle Auto Parts store in Jarrell, Texas. Jarrell Cougar football presented by Georgetown Jewelry, yourpersonalmd.net, Our Bank of Jarrell, Eagle Auto Parts, and Papa John's Pizza.